would be a better way to
But you see
fix
how it
that.
don't hit the
To
same.
it does, I
It
know, but it
don't have the
doesn't hit the
same oomph
same
to
because
it.
it's not. It wouldn't be the same, right? Because when you say human right, I would
Mhm.
think it would it apply to the same person in China? Would it apply to the same person in Africa? Would it apply to the same person in Australia? Like, do we all have the same human right? So when we
Right.
say
Yeah.
human right, we got to be mindful that, okay, but we're not all the same across the board. So when you say a government protected right, yes, our government is protecting that right for us to be safe and secure within our country, within our home. If there's a burning house, the government takes care of that. That it's a government protected right. So in
Right.
that effort, uh, I think a better claim to make in your aspect would be that it's government assistance is a government protected right and enforceable right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But if I'm being honest, and I don't mean to be offensive to anybody, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the definition, right? To me, because I
Mm-hmm.
understand that rights are given, right? I think once
Mm-hmm.
you understand that component, and then you understand that we're humans, but
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm agreeing with you that I think you're right. That's probably the better way to say it. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, having the complete understanding of how we get rights and that we are humans, it just makes so much sense to just simplify it to that version. But I have anxiety, so don't worry about me.
It's fair. I just think because when we say human right, some people even say a God-given right, but
See,
what is
that's
that right?
different.
Or what is that right protected by? Right. So we could.
Right.
There's a lot of back and forth, and maybe that I've got a few panelists hanging out backstage. Maybe they'll come up and play
Oh,
with
I
that
was
one a little
muted. I
better
was
than
muted.
than where I'm going with it. Thumping Weevil shouting out the Big Ten says, I'm back. I love you, Sarah. I love you,
I was
Thumping
saying we could
Weevil,
have
and thank
better
you
ideas of
for your
rights.
continued support. I hope Thumping Weevil, I hope you pop on panel. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one
Let's
or
go,
your
Thumping
husband.
Weevil.
Nazir says, dude said food and clothes and rent and TVs and fridges and cars and beds, iPhone, tablets. The
No, he
rights don't
didn't.
stop. Where's
Did
the
he? I
cutoff?
didn't
Do
hear
you have a
that. If he
cutoff
did.
or boundary lines of our
Yo.
government provided or protected rights?
Yellow. Hello.
Well, that's
Ingrid
why I
Yellow.
like being live, right? And having things on video because I'm pretty sure everybody heard me say your basic needs are food,
Mm-hmm.
shelter, and clothing,
I
Oh
heard
yeah.
you
right?
say
Yeah, I was
it.
gonna say
I
Yeah, I
heard you
didn't.
ain't
say it.
no
All the
way.
other stuff is just. But appreciate the $5.
Nausea just
Yeah,
making shit up.
absolutely. And then follows up,
Schizo
is my
Estos.
right to have a PS5 and a MacBook. It's the
Eva,
greed.
this stream
It's
is
the greed. Government
exclusively and solely for you.
assistance is
That's
my
right.
right, though. Oh, shut up, Nazir. But please still continue to send money. Thank you.
True.
Thumping Weevil with the Big Ten says people always talk about the government assistance as in food stamps being stopped during this shutdown. Ooh, but I've heard no one talk about the VA being affected as well. What about our veterans?
It's a huge problem as well. Both are
Mm.
really bad.
You know what? That's a good point because I haven't heard
Both
anybody
are
talking about it at
bad.
all. And I think the reason why though is because you don't want to punch down on the veterans. And you don't want to tell them they don't need it and that they
But you
should
do want to
be,
put. They do want to punch
getting
down on
jobs and they should be trying to figure
food
it out
stamps
and they should
recipients.
hustle and they should pull themselves up by their bootstraps. So nobody's going to bring up how they may be suffering. And I hate to use this to take a shot at them, but I will in a minute.
Ooh, fair enough. Nazir says the plastic shit dumb, not efficient. Cute story. What's plastic made out of? It's petroleum.
Oh, see, I wouldn't know. I don't
I was
pretend
gonna
to
say
know things. I
balls.
don't know.
The
I
guy
did read
that
some
you were
comments
talking
though.
about, yeah,
Yeah, I
plastic is
read some
made
comments
out.
and
What up,
somebody said they
Lauren?
had already done this before.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm
I,
like,
I didn't
I
think you
don't
could do a
Well, I
know.
handstand
think
like that. That's
it's a new
sick.
version of
And you got
recycling,
three
right?
friends that
So
are with you.
taking
That's so cool.
petroleum because petroleum is a part of making plastic. I think I'm pretty. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe petroleum is needed to make plastic. You make the
Mhm.
plastic thing, and then we use the water bottle or
Whoa,
whatever. We make the item,
whoa.
and
I
then of
hope
course it
not.
goes into the recycle bin or whatever. And then you take. He's taking that
Oh
recycled item
no.
and turning it back to its roots in petroleum, but in a version of making it sustainable gas that can be used for vehicles. So,
And then it pretty much evaporates, right?
hmm
So they
yeah,
can stop putting it in the food. I like it.
yeah. I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
Nobody complain about that though. All the plastic they put in the food, that's fine. But
Right, right.
government
Makes
assistance,
sense.
that's the problem.
Makes sense to me.
I love me some
Nazir says, "Let's not
microplastics."
demonetize being. Let's not. Sorry, Nazir. I read it wrong. Let's not demonize being broke. Also, better yourself and chase your dreams and create a legacy too. Pick one. Commie shite."
Yeah.
So
I don't.
you're saying don't punch down, but you're also
Mhm.
saying better yourself, chase your dreams, create a legacy. I
No,
don't know
I'm
how that's. I
saying
don't think that's
do-
conflicting though.
Yeah, I'm saying do whatever it is that makes you happy. I thought this was America. I thought that's what it was all about.
We don't
is
have
that
to
people get
demonize
make choices
being
for
broke
themselves and
to
choose whatever
encourage
life
people to
they
chase their
want to choose.
dreams.
Don't get mad because
They don't
people are
I know,
choosing
I
a
agree.
life where you feel like, because I'm going to prove that you don't, but where you feel like you're supporting them. You could make the same choice. You're choosing not to. It's all about choices, right?
My chat is all women
Well,
tonight,
even
guys.
at the idea of like when somebody needs help getting started off, right? Like people around your network and
Except
your
for me.
system come and help push you off. But then once you're off and going, like you can you can fly like a free bird, and your wings have grown and you've developed the ability to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what most people do. That's the point, is that people
Femme
just don't want to
Central.
accept that part because they need somebody to punch down.
fair.
Feminism did
Brick
this.
Petition says Beans is on
is
point
America.
tonight.
Don't catch you
Sarah's the
slipping
best
now.
moderator,
That's so true.
FYI. Thank you. Let's make the goal, chat. Also, this government is of the people. We
Look what
are
I'm
in
whipping up.
it together. Anyone who says there are two
Flo
sides
tries to send me
is
there, but I have standards. Well, now you can watch there from here.
We are in it together. But I would say that we are very well divided.
For a second. So she's sort of Third on Thursday. She brings one guest on, and they have a idea that they're defending all night. So it was about government assistance, and arguing about whether they're handouts, human rights. And I think he's advocating for a broader social safety net, I believe is what it sounds like, where more things would be included as human rights. It's been pretty based so far. Seems like a pretty reasonable guy. Seems like good takes. But Sarah, number one, does have some anti-poor bias, but also, yeah, her goal in these is generally to push back against whatever the guest is for the first hour before the open panel opens up.
That's fair. Neo Starling says, Beans reminds me of one of my friends that I grew up with in the Bronx. Welcome aboard and blessings to everyone. Thank you so much, Neo. And Nazir's still going off here with a couple of these. Yes, you're welcome, Nazir. We got you. Yeah, hush. But please feel free to continue to send money. All right, well, let's go ahead and
more
bring
money.
up the panel. There's
More money, less
fun
problems.
people backstage. I'm excited Jack Talcott made it back, too. All right, let's kick it off
Here's a battle.
and have some fun.
I'm actually really sleepy. I did not want to wake up. If I was a drummer, that's what it would look like. What you doing? One of the balls. Imagine being a little weenie. It's a polygraph. Yeah, I like what you're saying in chat. I think you were cooking. Umbreon, that's too loud. Oh.
All right, welcome everyone. Jack, it's a pleasure seeing you here. Thanks for joining. And everyone else, so glad to have all of our regulars back. Jack, why don't you kick us off with some thoughts here? I'm sure you got something brewing.
Hey, I'm loving it. Thank you for that too. I'm really leaning on the sides of Mr. Beans here. I think in the economic discussions, I think it's kind of unjust that we were born into a world that it costs money to do everything, and I think we can do better. So I'm bringing a pretty radical view as well. Thank you.
Type.
All right. Did you have anything to
As Kel
chime
would
in
say.
on that one, Beans?
No, but my man, Just Jack, is in the building. What's going on, man?
Good times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Daniel, did you have anything to chime in on there, darling?
I'm epileptic. I get disability, so I need government assistance. I have no choice. I can't really have a job, actually.
Oh, okay.
People don't want epileptics to do work for them.
That's fair. Okay, I can understand that. So I'm guessing there's kind of different systems in place, right? So there's welfare in terms of people just not having enough money or not having enough of something to move forward. But then there's also people in the system who you don't have an option.
I can't drive either.
Hmm. That makes sense.
So it's like, can't drive, won't get hired by places. I need the disability or I just don't have anything.
I like your shirt, Daniel.
Oh, yeah, Joy Division, unknown pleasures.
That's fair. Clay, bring it to the table.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Beans, you're on point today. I love that you're talking about the social contract. I know a lot of people, specifically people on the far right, are not really understanding what the social contract is. I know it's been mentioned. One of the super chats was about rights, the concept of rights. And so rights in this country is law, right? So it is enforceable. And just to kind of spell it out for the folks who don't understand what that means is there is a scale of justice. And those scales, right, when we're talking about justice, on one side is force. On the other side is peace. And force has weight, whereas peace does not have the same weight. So force is that one side that's always lower. When you look at the scales of justice, one side is always lower. There's a reason for that. And so we as men have to continually put peace on there. And so the understanding of that it's not force that need be applied, but rather peace. And so when we're talking about law enforcement or the court system, yes, that is going to be applied. The law basically applies itself. If we write it, those we put into government, you can guarantee they will enforce the law. But it is very difficult for them to choose to put peace on that scale. And we've seen it time and time again throughout history. And so when we're talking about something like economics, it's all about the money. Everything. The money rules the day.
Hold on, Daniel. Daniel, you got some. You're moving around, buddy. Go ahead, Clay. Sorry.
Yeah, and so money rules the day. Okay, now we all have our different beliefs, and I obviously, might have my own belief system. Everybody else obviously might have their own belief system. But when it comes to the law that is being applied for economic standard, one of the things that I know is that some people are going to be the have-nots. And so you are 100% right to say that we do need a system in place for that, because everybody, in my humble opinion, deserves life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those are actually the foundational rights in the Declaration of Independence. And then the founders went further with the constitutional rights. And there are actually rights that we don't even know about according to the Ninth Amendment. So when we're talking about economic standards, we continue to build a more perfect union. And we're all in this fight together. So when we get old, right, we're going to want some form of
Clay, wrap it
social
up.
security. When we're a baby, we want some sort of social security. You are 100% on point with the social doctrine. And I just want to say that. Thank you.
And before anybody responds, I am shutting down on the tomato side and we're moving over to the gauntlet. You can either catch the raid or hit the link that I'm dropping in the chat right now. Otherwise, we'll catch you over there. Go ahead.
I guess. Well, I was just going to add as well. I really liked what Mr. Beans had to say tonight. I think we often have a lot of these conversations about what human rights are, whether they quote unquote exist or whatever, which often turn into kind of like non-starters. And I think what we've kind of the baseline we've kind of established tonight already is that, like, we have to decide what is and isn't going to be a human right in our society, and we are going to make decisions about what like laws we can use to enforce or support those different rights. And I think that it's good that we are, or I think that many people, I think this is actually quite a popular opinion in America, is that we want to steer towards more like things like healthcare, and to some degree housing, and food access, which I think is already kind of, there is a baseline for. Expanding these baselines, I think, is good, because I think a lot of people can't imagine what it would be like to be on the end of the system where you need those things. But it could happen to any one of us. We could all just have a few bad days in a row and find ourselves in desperate need, or find ourselves epileptic, for example, like Daniel. And we could, if we don't have these support systems, then when that inevitably happens to us, we're going to be shit out of luck. And one of the things I want to mention about, like, when you guys are talking about Walmart and all this, I believe Walmart and Amazon, a lot of these mega corporations, they are actually, like, they are the top employers of people on benefits. So a lot of people who are working for these companies are also receiving massive benefits from the government, because basically their wages are being subsidized by our tax dollars. And I think that's something that we have to engage with.
Trippy? You're muted.
Sorry. Forgot I was on mute. I am so sorry. I was paying attention to something that doesn't matter. As per usual. Yes. Mr. Beans, you did a really good job. I enjoyed hearing what you had to say with Sarah. Who is your favorite Dragon Ball Z character?
Yeah, I was outside.
Oh, you know what?
I was not in the house
watching.
watching.
What I did.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like that was a
blows my
microaggression?
mind that there's
Am I
so many
crazy?
guys in my generation around my same age group who knows so much about Dragon Ball Z, and I have no clue. But I do remember the name Goku. If that's not Dragon Ball Z, don't fry me.
No,
How
you're
old
not
are you?
out of the park.
That's actually the main character of Naruto.
Are you over 40? I should ask.
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Ryan. I have a
There's no
meme that
reason for
says,
you to know about it.
right? Ryan, I have a meme that says, I am Piccolo. I am a 10th level ninja from the planet Namek, and my favorite weapon is the flute. I sent it to somebody, and they were like, that meme made me more mad than I've ever been in my entire life.
The only thing that would make me more upset than someone sending me that meme is you telling me about that meme right now.
There you go. I'll make sure I send it to you. No.
So, Walt, where are you on this stance?
Well, I think, as rich as America is and as much money as we send overseas, there's no reason why we shouldn't have health care. There's no reason why anybody should be hungry. So I believe, like, that should not be cut off at all. And what is money? It's just made up. I mean, what we $38 trillion. I mean, hey, so I just think it's crazy to try to cut that benefits off to anybody here.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I got.
Not only is it crazy, but that is the reality we're living in right now. And according to multiple studies from, I believe, Yale, and I think it's Penn State, or there's another one that are looking at the ramifications of both the ACA things, or something that's with the ACA that's expiring. I can't remember the exact term. I apologize. As well as the big beautiful bill's cuts to Medicaid, and these things are looking to. The studies suggest that up to 50,000 Americans will die unnecessarily. Again, I'm just going to say that again. I think it's really important to note. 50,000 American citizens will die unnecessarily because of these cuts to our healthcare programs. And most of these are going to be low-income people. They are facing the brunt of unfathomable greed at the very top of our society, who have been fucking us over for a long time, and are now doing so at a much more rapid pace.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, in some degree, though, this is going to sound harsh, and I'm going to say it harshly to spark it. Why should why should we try to save the less fortunate if they become baggage of the society, the heavy baggage of the society?
Well, I think like there's people out there that's either not smart enough or disabled or older that they have no choice. You can't. I guess it got ain't no army person or nothing, but they say no soldier left behind, kind of. So I just feel like as much money as we've got in this country, if they wouldn't let these hospitals, or I don't know who it is, helicopter ride, a 70 grand, I don't know who gets that money. If it's a helicopter pilot, I'm gonna go buy a mid-damn helicopter. I mean, if a wreck happened, you'd have 10 helicopters landing if they was actually getting the money. So
Yeah.
I just think that, people at the top is just stealing all the money from us, the working class. And, and
It's
that's
like
the problem.
it's like $500 a mile in an ambulance ride.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I don't think they ever get the money. I don't know who gets it. I know the insurance companies ain't gonna pay it. They'll bill somebody and they have to bankrupt on it.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, what we really would, or what we really should be putting efforts into is trying to stop welfare states. Like when you get trapped in a welfare state, you're getting your bridge card, you're getting your health care through the state, and then you try to move it all, and they're like, well, you've got a job that pays $5 an hour. You don't need the bridge card anymore. We're just going to take that, even though sometimes you do need that, food stamps. Sometimes people do want to at least hold on to that for a few weeks, but they'll penalize you if you don't even, if you don't call them right away and go, I got a job. They'll be like,
I'll
"Oh,
agree
we're
with
taking
you.
60
I'll agree with
bucks
you on
away."
that. I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Trippy. There's a problem where there are these cutoffs, right? Where like if you do like, and this came up earlier in the conversation, right? Where like if you reach over a certain income, suddenly you lose your benefits, right? But I think that this is just a flaw of the design of the welfare programs. Like instead of having something that we increment people off, like so that as you start to make more, then you receive less. Like instead of just a absolute cutoff, right? It seems like a completely unnecessary way to set it up. And it feels like a lot of times the people who are making those criticisms, I don't think this was you in this case, Trippy, but a lot of times when people are making those criticisms, they're talking about removing these programs altogether instead of adding a better way of weaning people off of them. So I think it's, but I think it's interesting. It seems like a lot of us are really largely on the same page, at least sentiment-wise, in a lot of this. I'm just curious. There are both like Democrats and Republicans here, right?
Yeah, I'm a Republican, and I deal with the benefits a lot. Because, see, I own some trailer parks and other rental houses and a lot of low-income housing. So I talk to these people all the time. And, like this one girl, for instance, she started working over there at like this little school. And she started making a little bit of money. And then for what she made, she lost more in benefits. So it kind of promotes don't go to work. You can't better yourself. And that is a problem where they do need to fix that to where like you can step out of it. Because, who wants to go work, make $1,000 a month part-time, and then, you lose $500 on food stamps or something else. I mean, it just don't make no sense.
Well, it's being
but wait a
treated
minute.
like it's unemployment.
Yeah.
To be fair though, so the way Ryan said that it should be is actually the way that it is, right? Like it's not like, so there is a cutoff point, right? But that cutoff point is after you, like, let's say you were making 20K, right? So now if you start making 25K, then they may give you a few dollars less here, or make you pay a few more dollars on your rent. And then if you get up to 40K, then they might be like, okay, you make enough money to take care of yourself now. I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that per se. I just think we all look at it from the fact that we know it costs a lot to live out here, especially to be comfortable, right? But I wanted to, I don't know if Sarah will be back in a second, but I have some screenshots that I want to show to everybody, because I think, again, to me, the answer here isn't, you're not going to stop greed. That's never going to happen. And if you believe in the Bible tells you the poor will always be with you, right? And the Bible even explains to you how the greedy are a big part of the reason why the poor will always be with you. But I have some screenshots, Sarah, if I could share
Yeah.
with you, because I kind of want to educate people, and I want people to understand why I say, to me, the real fix is educating people about what's really going on, and maybe we can get people to kind of like lose some of their biases, right, and not view this the way that they've been programmed to view it, right. So this is the first one that I want to show you all. I shared it down below with you. It should be down here with us.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Okay. So here, what you see on the left, these are all of the quote unquote government assistance / welfare programs. You see the very number one at the top is refundable tax credits. A lot of people don't know that this is welfare, right? A lot of people don't know that when they file their child on their taxes, right, to get that credit, that's welfare. That's government assistance. I've been dealing with this for several years now. Nobody can give me a legitimate reason why you deserve that money, right? They always say, well, it was my money. Yeah, but you paid taxes. It was gone, right? But they're giving you a credit on that money as a part of government assistance, as welfare, to say, here you go. Here goes some money back because we appreciate, you as an American person. It's welfare, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to like it. Too bad. Get over yourself. It's what it is, right? So all of y'all people sitting up, fouling all your kids, getting those 3,000, 6,000, 10,000s back a year, right? Which means you're not really paying any taxes into the system, but you're sitting around judging folks that get food stamps and housing assistance. Guess what? Look at over here on the left, 2024, fiscal year of 2024, all of you who got tax credits, 85 billion, housing assistance, 69. Y'all get more welfare than people in housing, but you sitting up judging the people because they get a little bit of housing assistance.
Well,
right?
I mean, in that same breath, though, corporations get tax credits too, and we count them as credits because we want people working. We want people, we want people out there trying to work towards something. So we offer those credits. We want corporations to dump money back in and invest money back in. So we offer them credits as an incentive to do so. So is a refundable tax credit still necessarily, is it still necessarily considered welfare, or is it considered, like you've
Baxter
put
boy.
so much in that you get a certain amount back because you pay property taxes, you had kids, they want to incentivize people to have children.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining.
Absolutely not.
$12.
Because
Awesome.
because your income
Thank you so
doesn't
much.
necessarily matter. You still get the credit, right? People who make $10,000 a year can get the credit. People who make up
It's
to,
good to
if
see
you're a
Trib as
couple and
well.
you make up to $400,000 a year, you will get this
And
credit,
Chabot.
right? But this is the point. We call it the credit. We don't shame it because we want to say, oh, well, these people pay taxes. Everybody pays taxes, whether it's coming out of your income or whether it's from you shopping. Everybody pays taxes. Everybody pays into the system somehow, some way. But again, my idea is if I'm getting a form of welfare, why am I judging you for getting a form of welfare? Right? The Pell Grants. How many people got the Pell Grants to go to college? Right?
I certainly had
Right.
one.
And I think the last time I checked, there was like only 40% of people who go to college actually get jobs in the fields that they got their degrees in. So is that a waste of government assistance, sending everybody to college just so they can get these degrees and hang them up on their walls and then they don't even get to use them? Right. So I'm saying, like, do you see how I can look at it negatively, but I choose not to. I choose to say it's pretty cool that they give out these Pell Grants for people to go to school. And then you see the biggest one on the list is SNAP benefits, which is food. Why are you so mad about helping people eat?
That's
Not
the
only that-
wild thing about it, because so this is the thing that I do notice, that there are more Christians, and this is the thing I've noticed on the right.
Right.
Which means that it is exactly what we are told to do, which is to feed the hungry. This is not only a benefit for the people in this country, but it's a benefit spiritually.
Well, I think what the right would say in terms of Christianity, and before I read that, I'll read Alexander. our big supporter here on the channel, says, a diamond's in the rough. Every once in a while, the people we save turn around and make a difference or start a business. And I think that's the caveat that I was speaking to in terms of like giving corporate tax credits because they invest back into the system, into the people, or into like a pharmaceutical company invest into trying to cure cancer, so on and so forth. And I think that's a good point that Alexander raises. Like there are these credits out there that the government wants to incentivize people to invest back because of this very thing. There's diamonds in the rough. Thank you, Alexander. But I would say from a Christianity standpoint, it would be more along the lines of seek in the church, right? Go back to the church system because the church should be able to provide ample amount of abilities for their people, and it establishes a better sense of community. And then you're taking care of the people, and they know who you are, and you're actually seeking help, and you're actually getting help, and they're coming together as people to lift you back up. Versus going to the government's redline it, have red tape everywhere, trying to get into a system, and then you stay in the system, and then you're bound to whatever the system can provide. Whereas if you're in a community church and you say my hot water heater exploded and it's not working, I have to buy a new one. Can my
Ryan's wiener, but not that kind of wiener, or is it? I guess we'll never know.
To assist in that one thing, right?
Thank you.
That's not food, though. And so this is what actually I would say to that. So what we do is we vote. And because we vote with our Christian principles behind us, we vote for things like food assistance. Because food assistance promotes a general welfare for the people. Then those same people can be saved souls. They cannot be saved souls if they die. And I would rather someone be housed than homeless. And so this is the Christian principles behind the law, which we have enacted as the people voting with our Christian principles behind that.
It's the first time I've heard that argument.
But can the government get you a hot water heater?
Sure, they could. However, that is an expensive item. And whereas, if I buy you a sandwich today, okay, that's great. If I buy you a sandwich tomorrow, then okay, great. 3 days in a row, a month in a row. I'll tell you what, I can help you out for about 6 months. And then you need to do something, right? 6 months. If I give you 6 months worth of, tax money to get yourself up on par, get you a job, get yourself established, that sort of thing. And that is actually the food stamps. Actually, it's cut down to like 3 months now. In a lot of states. So now, and so we scaled it up, we scaled it back, we scaled it up, we scaled it back. And it, so be it. This is the thing about it. It does change year to year. Actually, it changes sometimes within a few months. And so those Christian values are being applied, back and forth, back and forth. It is not greed that is a Christian principle.
Mm-hmm. So, Sarah, I have the second item up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
Don't worry. No, I was letting them get through it. So now I want to read this latter part of this, right? Basically what this was in 1984, right? It was something called the Grace Commission report, right? It was presented to Congress in January of 84. And basically what it says is that the report said that 1/3 of all income taxes. So here we're using the word all, everybody. So the report said that 1/3 of all income taxes are consumed by waste and inefficiency in the federal government. And another 1/3 escapes collection, right? These are people who not even paying in, right? So another 1/3 escapes collection owing to the underground economy. With 2/3 of everyone's personal income tax wasted or not collected, 100%. Okay, it was again all 100% of what is collected is absorbed solely by interest on the federal dollar and by federal government contribution to transfer programs. In other words, all individual income tax revenues are gone before one nickel is spent on the services that taxpayers expect from their government. So when I make this argument that you're not paying for anybody's housing, this is what I'm talking about. Now, for those to make I will usually wait for somebody to make this argument so I can counter it. But for those who want to make the argument, well, you're still paying on the interest of the dollar borrowed. You're going to do that regardless. And you don't know where that money is going to, right? That's my point. You can't say that your money is paying anybody's housing or anybody's food stamps, right? Because your money is simply paying the interest on the dollar borrowed. That's it. We're not even paying for the services yet, which is why we're still in debt, right? So we have, again, all of this is information to kind of get people out of their biasness. You can take it down now. All of this is to try to get people out of their biases, right? To get people to stop looking at these folks as somehow against you or somehow they're the problem, right? This is what I would say powers that be, the rich folks, the corporations, right? This is their way of keeping the fight down here between us. Never mind.
What's your
promise I'm not
alternative
against
solution
you.
then?
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
What's the alternative?
Oh, no.
What would you say is the
Oh, no.
alternative solution
Oh
then?
no, Kel.
Well, again, my solution to, I don't know what the problem is that you're asking a solution for, but the solution I'm presenting is that if I'm doing well for myself and Clay is getting government assistance, even if I believe that the money coming out of my check is going to him, why do I care? The money would come out regardless. Because
if you lost your job, you would want a system in place to pick you back up, right?
Absolutely.
He's arguing
So-
for that.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm literally arguing for that. I think we may be on the same side, but that's what I'm saying. I
Kel
don't
came in hot.
I've always been this way though, right? So like I said, even when I was younger, I had family members who were doing well for themselves, and they like to talk crap about those who they left behind in the projects. And I should be like, if you're doing so well, how do you have time to complain about them? How are you
Yeah.
focused on them at all? Why is what they have going on bothering you in the least bit? Right? So for me, again, I'm just saying, to me, this is the answer, because you're never going to stop the greed. And capitalism in itself requires there to be a poor class. So you're never going to get rid of poor people. It's always going to be needy.
Yeah, very true. And people are going to just get what they can get. Like around here, you go to the let's say the DHS, Department of Human Services. You're going to see Cadillacs and Camaros and stuff sitting out there, and I've watched people walk in there wearing fur coats, leathers, just walk in there. I need assistance. It's like, dude, you're wearing $2,000 worth of clothes. Well, there's your assistance right there. And then they'll go back home and they'll do their, unaccounted for job, selling stuff in the hood, whatever. I mean, I was born in Detroit. I've witnessed it a lot. You know what I mean?
So I have I brought another one up real quick, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is one of my favorites, right? So 1938 cost of living. Two things I like to focus on this one is the income, which was average income was $17.31
Need this adjusted for inflation
per
now,
year,
yeah.
and the average rent was $27 a month. Now, to be fair with you, I've learned some things about average and median. I prefer to use median myself because of how you get to averages. But for the sake of this conversation, we'll just use the average here, right? But now we know in America, I usually speak for people who look like me, quote unquote, black people. So we know that the income for us right now, the median income is about 50,000, right? So it's last quarter, it was 54 for men, 52 for women. That puts you at about 102, right? So, 52. So you just say 50, right? To do even math. But the average rent right now is like about $1,600, right? Across the country. So what this says to me is that while everybody keeps making it like the answer is more money, well, we got more money. And all that did was cause inflation, and everything is costing more. So right now, if somehow we were able to Thanos snap and everybody, now the median income would be 100K, which is this mark that everybody loves, guess what? This is rent right here. And I think, I can't remember exactly what it was, but this $27 a month was about maybe 20 something, 30% of your income. It was something like that, right? But if we all start making 100K, rent would be 52% of your income following this trend. How is that going to benefit anybody? Everybody just needs to get to 6 figures. Yeah, milk is going to be $12 a gallon.
Yeah.
Right.
A Ford
Right.
Escort is going to be, they're going to bring back 4 Escorts and be selling them for 80 grand. Right?
I
Like, that's
love black
not
people.
the answer. To Sarah's point, which I got to say, I was pleasantly surprised that she talked about consumerism, because a lot of people don't talk about it like it's a problem. Right?
It is a problem. It's a very big problem, and it's the main event problem, I think, because it's not just consumerism, it's materialism, and materialism is kind of what makes us tickled pink. Like, why do we work? To spend money. Why do we work? To spend money. So if you kind of whereas there's a difference, like if you're on the lower end of that, you make money to survive, but anybody above that sector, it's I make money to spend money. So anybody over that line, that's what's just boasting the system even more and more and more and more and more, and that's what's kind of creating that. Again, I'm not an economist. This is where I wish Non-Fon was here, because he would probably be able to give the numbers on it or something. Where art thou? Somebody go find Non-Fon. I need Non-Fon to understand consumerism and the how it causes that inflation and the housing market bubble. I mean, we're just top tier housing market, and it's ridiculous. To buy a house right now, I'd rather run into a wall. But when we see that those numbers going up and up and up of people just buy,
True
like
Chaba.
the necessities, the food market, like that all has to go up too, to kind of stay in line with everything.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why rent keeps going up. I just know from my own personal reasons. Like back 2019, I was renting houses for $400 to $600. But you could get somebody to work for $9, $10 an hour cash, to come in there and do repairs and do basic stuff. Now, the guy I got that helps me, he's $300 a day, 6 hours a day, and hell, if he thinks he's getting too much done, he's gonna take 2 days on it. So, you got, and I understand, because it takes him that much money to feed his family, and all that trickles down, like insurance on houses. I used to pay, like, on a house, just say, $100,000 house, I'd put, $100,000 insurance on it. It'd be like $700 a year, $600 a year. Now they're wanting $1,700 a year. Well, all that, like anything, it's going to come off the bottom line and raise that rent up. And then, COVID really messed things up, because, like, when they done that rent deal where, hey, you can't be evicted, I didn't collect no rent. People wouldn't pay you because there was no consequence. So you had 18 months, and it wasn't just me, all these landlords dealt with it. And a lot of them had to sell out to these big companies like BlackRock. So then once they own it, well, hell, they sent the rent market. So if they're getting $1,600 a house, why aren't you going to get $1,600 a house? But the landlords that survived, like me, because I had another business that made enough money that it didn't really affect me, but it wasn't that bad. But, I spent $250,000 fixing up these 2 mobile home parks where people wouldn't pay me just in them 2.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to have to pay that? The renters. So,
And then in
now you're
California,
800.
in California, after 6 months, boom, you have squatters' rights, and it's like they have no incentive to leave. It's going to be 6 months to a year process to get them off the property. So it's like you're incentivizing people to, like, just fuck off, basically.
Yeah. And that's the good thing about Kentucky. You don't have that. It's 30 days, and they've got to go.
Yeah.
Dorito says, just because we give money to a church doesn't mean it won't be used for the pastor's private jet that Jesus told him to buy. True story. Churches and private companies are not immune to corporation or corruption we see in government. No, I totally agree with you, Dorito. And I think that's why it's very vital to ensure you're picking the right church that you go to. I feel like there should be some kind of transparency in that system, and people ensuring that when they give their money, they vet their church. They have to feel comfort in their church. I feel like the big box churches are very pseudo. I went to one once and I felt very uncomfortable. I felt like I was at a rock concert and I was like, this is not church. But I know the church that I go to, I'm Catholic, so it's very traditional in sense, and we do a lot of giving in a lot of different directions. But yes, check your churches. Does anybody have any other thoughts to this before we move on?
I was gonna add earlier we were talking about the churches thing, and I look, I think churches do a lot of good. I don't want to take that away from the conversation, but I guess I definitely don't like the idea of like there's kind of a common implication that like churches can just do all of this stuff, and I. Well, number one, there's a lot of people who aren't religious who they just don't want to be involved with churches, right? Which is for a wide variety of reasons, like highly defensible and maybe less so. But I think also just like the idea that like we want these church organizations to decide who gets access to food or not, instead of just having like universal programs, even means tested. It just seems like a much more practical approach than like these, private organizations, right?
Yeah, I want to run off of that a little bit too. There are definitely people who don't believe the same thing that people who are God-fearing people that are literally.
We've been liberated from the
agnostic,
crucible, y'all.
Buddhist,
liberated from the crucible.
Muslim. These are all different denominations of belief. So when we're talking about the ability to feed the people, again, I go back to my original argument about how that it's actually Christian principle of feeding the people. I know that some other religions also agree with that status. But when it comes to going to the church to get that food, you can't expect that like someone who doesn't believe in that denomination is just going to be like, oh, well, you know what? I totally trust the church now to feed me. So I'm not going to want the government who I've trusted to feed me for a very, very long time, who has been feeding me for a very, very long time, and rather go to the church who when I go there, they demonize me. And quite frankly, sometimes they don't treat me well and don't feed me.
They're also probably not going to turn you away if you're at a church. Like, who cares if I'm Muslim, a Satanist? Like, if I go and I'm like, yo, I'm starving, like, most of the time, if you don't go to, like, a really judgmental church, like, don't show up to the Mormon church, maybe. But if you go to, like, your local, like, fundamental Christian, like, church, or even a Catholic church, I would say, you can probably expect some help. Right.
I would say to be fair, like most Mormon churches as well, they're actually will support you. I understand. I just grew up Mormon, so I got to defend my family.
But look at the irony of this, right? Because look at the irony of this. Because the young lady up under me is right? And I'll tell you why. I was in a situation when I lived in Iowa, and
you think so, Fuzzy?
Guess who came and paid for my hotel when I needed a hotel for a couple of days and bought me food, right?
True, not
and one of the ladies, she liked me, but she was taking me back and forth to see my attorney. It was a church. It was a local church that came through. And I was in Iowa, real Iowa. Like only 5 black people in the whole town, Iowa, right? And they still came.
Des Moines.
Right? But here's the irony of it. Then you'll have a mega church with 20,000 parishioners bringing in 20 million a year,
Brandon,
right? And they're not giving anything away.
So real.
So I don't like churches. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I have a hard time too. Like, and exactly, Sarah, what you said about it feeling like a rock concert. Honestly, ever since I moved to Southern California, like it feels so performative. I literally stopped going to church when I moved here because it's like it just feels like it almost feels sacrilegious. It's all performative. There's like news cameras flashing in your face because they gotta like broadcast it to Channel 5 every day.
I don't like those churches. I have a big.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I was just going to ask you about the South Carolina shooting. Do you remember the pew-pewing in the Emmanuel Black Episcopal Church? This white supremacist named Dylan Roof. He went there and he was welcome with open arms into the church, into their Bible study. It was an all-black church. They were like, "Come on in, we're Christian. Let's whatever." And then he, of course, did what he did. It was a very horrible thing, but
But I mean,
I
what
mean,
if,
they let him in.
but that's the thing. You should let everyone in, and like it sucks that stuff like that happens. But I'm sure like the
Of
church
course.
more than likely would rather just like
No,
you know,
that I don't agree with that, Kel. You
Oh,
don't
good point,
just let anyone in.
the church. You got. I
Even
mean,
the
that's kind of the whole
church.
point. That's kind of the whole
No,
point.
even the church. Here's the thing, and I understand the principle behind it. There are bad people out there. It's not.
Of
Well, it's
course.
not bad people. There are people who are doing bad things, and constantly. And until they are willing to be part of that, then
I was gonna
why
riff
should
off
I
of
let someone
Brandon,
into my? And
but
I know you're gonna say,
seems
well,
like
it's
a
not your home,
serious
it's the
moment.
church. Why should I let someone into my home? The church is my home. The congregation, those are my family, right? So why
What's
should
the
I allow
alternative? You
anyone
think we have
around
like
them?
metal detectors and everything going to church, like going into
No,
church?
but there is a vetting. There is a vetting.
I think
Right,
the
right.
point
We don't.
is that
Well,
the
every
goodness
church I've
of
been
the
to
people
in
the
my adult life.
community and the church. One second. I think the point is the goodness of the people in
There
the
he
church
is.
community are supposed to rub off on that person and compel that person with the Holy Spirit in order to repent and change their ways. Right?
No, that's not my point.
that-
I hear you
so.
that like maybe a church like congregation should have some form of vetting. I guess I would just ask like,
Ah.
what do you propose that looks like? Like, do we have like? Because I personally think it would be probably a good idea to have metal detectors and shit at the door. But I'm like, it just seems like it's hard enough to get people into church and like recruit people to like follow your little.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I mean
cool
with the
stuff.
vetting, with the vetting process, this is my take on it, right?
Because it seems
if
like that
you're-
could get discriminatory very quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
You're more than welcome to be
Good.
discriminatory on your own property.
No, I'm just playing.
But that ruins the point of church. So
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Here's the
Depends on who
thing.
you ask, I guess.
Okay, if Christian doctrine is sound, not everybody goes to paradise.
And if the Book of Mormon's doctrine is true, like black people are cursed, like hello,
Yeah, but that's
we
non
like,
sequitur.
yeah, but that's the thing is like everyone thinks their religion is true and like harbors this like intrinsic truth. But the best churches I've ever been to and experienced are like welcome all, like come as you are.
And
Even
that's
if
a
they're a
great
little bit,
experience
wait,
for you.
but even if they're like a little bit on the back
Now,
end, like
now, are there
homophobic-
churches that
wait,
you
no.
wouldn't go to?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I let you finish. May I finish? I know it's ladies first.
Did you say,
All right,
ma'am?
dude. All right,
Yes.
dude.
Okay.
Sir.
Thank
All right, dude. Go for it. Show it
So-
to Dick.
Ma'am.
But I'm just saying, even if they're a little bit homophobic in like their, like deliverance of the message, it's like
For
we
real,
accept
Libby.
you, but God doesn't. But
I'm
they
telling
still
you,
let
this
gay
is
people
it's
come to their
Liberation Day.
shit and be in their church place
Liberation
and stuff.
Day.
It's like
But there
that-
are churches that you won't go to, right?
me.
Yeah.
Well, I just because I'm not that religion, maybe. But
Well,
I'm like
so-
I'm open-minded.
yeah.
Like if one of my best friends,
But you
asks
wouldn't
me
go
to-
to any church, just like you wouldn't let anyone in your home.
I might go to any church.
well,
Nah,
I think
there's
you
some
should.
places you wouldn't go.
I think you should church shop. By the way, Alexander says a question to those who want church, those that want churches to be the center of social welfare policy. What is the real purpose you want a church to do this rather than a business or a government? Does
Oh, that's
anybody?
easy.
I think they want to. A lot of them, they want to evangelize, right? Like that's like the goal of a lot of the churches. You know, for better or for worse.
Convert.
Well, they, like I said,
I
they're taking a lot of money. You know what I mean? They should give some back.
Tax free, baby. You want to be a millionaire? Just run a church. You know?
Well, I think it also keeps them a little more free of like
taxes.
free of the red tape,
Here.
right? It
Don't
also
forget, guys, you
promotes
can
people to go to
change
church
your
and be
chat
part of a
colors.
community, right? And I think that with
out.
the handouts, the charity, right, that they would be receiving, it also comes with a better.
It sounds delicious, Libby.
It comes with a better kind of
Coming
condition.
back, right?
It comes with a better condition, right? We're going to put you in this system where you're part of a good community that has a grounding and stance, whereas with the government, it's just like fill out this paper, do this thing, and
Wow,
the
I'm way ahead of you,
conditions are really
Fuzzy.
like just
Nice try.
supply us with your salary amount and your assets, and we'll give you handout, right? I think the church kind of creates a more sense of community, and there's no red tape to it
Wow,
either.
don't let it happen again, Fuzzy. Or you're
Community
fired.
/ indoctrination.
Yeah.
Convert
Well, yeah,
therapy.
but I
Let's
could find
go.
that I could find that to be beneficial
Yeah.
to
Type,
the
type.
system instead of just give me your tax returns and
Yeah.
I give you SNAP, welfare, WIC, whatever. Here's the system. What's your email address? Every month
I
we're
don't
going to give
know.
you
I don't know,
this
Christine. I can't-
and check
I
in with
can't
us every
speak to
3
that.
months or something.
Yeah.
The church, it's built on your
can,
community,
Libby.
your
You just
basis. You're not
Use the
being
commands.
part of a system, and you're just getting things right. It's what the hell is going on? Who's got music playing?
Jesus.
Come on, Daniel.
It
You
was
got to
the
learn how to
Lord.
be a good. You got to learn how to be a good panelist here. But I think that the system will.
God spoke through his.
The system is just transactional. The church, you're actually building something together, and the community is working towards something together. Would
Yeah.
anybody find disagreement in that?
No, it's a
No.
family of
A
families.
little bit.
That makes
And
sense.
at the end of the day,
I
I think
just
they think
think
like I think most of these people don't think of it like, since I'm like now outside the church, I feel like it's indoctrination, but they think they're like saving souls. So I'm like, oops, I'm frozen.
The
Oh,
church
yeah.
members
Oops.
do. I don't know about the church
But yeah.
clergy think that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right,
Purple.
Sarah. I just think
You
that
want a purple?
it's so much more beneficial if it's coming from the church. Because to your point, it's literally community based.
Mhm.
You're literally servicing those in your reach, right?
And when we say
you-
the church, there's no the church, right? Like that's such a weird concept. to
Yeah,
say
meaning
the
a
right?
church. Yeah, a congregation.
Like there's true believers, and
What's
then
up,
there's
short
what,
stack?
like the synagogue
Hope
of
you're
Satan,
drinking.
right? That controls most of the religious
That's a joke,
groups
by the way. You don't
around the
have to drink
world,
it.
right? So there's no
Right.
the church, right?
Sure.
Well, I
I-
mean,
I disagree with that.
you
I'm
in
like,
California, right? Like going to those churches. So like, I've been to a church.
you've been
It was a
for
new church. They called themselves the Harbor, right? And they were so culty. I went there just to humor it, right? And literally, it was straight hypnotism, like military grade
You can use that
hypnotism,
blue as
right?
well,
And it was
Libby.
just
Type
like,
the same
okay,
command that he did,
well,
and your
this
name
is
will turn
fucked
blue.
up, and all these people are like being put under a spell right now. But like that can be bunched into the church, right? So like we really need to hash out whose church, what
Do you want
is
me to execute her,
who's
Christine?
controlling the church, right? Like make sure that it's in good hands before we give them any sort of power whatsoever.
Yeah, but also the thing is, like, people could say that about whatever church you believe in, and the thing is, it's so.
Well, yeah, I know there is
like you're
hypnotism.
all like
There
there's like
is a
six
lot of
there's 6
hypnotism
or
in
7 of you
modern
that hop up and
modern
you're like,
Christianity,
let's
right?
talk about the
think
real
it's a-
church, and I'm like,
it's a fair
yo,
point.
the
Like a
the
lot
people-
of a
like-
lot of modern Christianity,
What
they
if-
don't read from the Bible, right? They're singing these hymns that are actually just hypnotic chants. The people don't understand the hypnotism method, but there's a strict hypnotism method that's involved, and they're
you
not reading
demonstrate
from
it?
the Bible, right?
No, you're good, Fuzzy.
I would
They're,
agree with you.
They're
I would
I read the
farming-
Bible
I'm not
every
restreaming
night.
farming
from StreamYard
people.
today.
I would agree with you. Too often I have like when I'm on panels, Sarah,
Mhm.
especially when we're talking about relationships and women bring up religion, I get offended very easily.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
you're not a fan of religion?
It's not that I'm not a fan of religion. I'm not a believer, but it's not that I'm not a fan of religion. It's just that people
Not a fan of
to
women.
to the God's point of view, people don't be knowing what they talking about. Right? You'll say, the Bible says this. No, it doesn't. And then you'll show them, but they'll go off like they didn't read what they just read. The Bible don't
Yeah,
say that.
but-
Yes, it does. It said it's
and-
right here. It's like
Well,
all these
W.
people are
Christine.
claiming this particular religion and belief, and they're saying that they're subscribing the Bible, but they don't actually know what's in it.
They
I
don't
had
read
a
it.
woman.
And
I
that
had
can be
a
used for
woman-
manipulation too.
All these
Because
hymns. What about the
what is your
hers? Am I right? Am I right,
interpretation?
ladies? What about the
Language
hers?
Are you even using, right? So like some people, they can spin anything in the Bible to fit a modern narrative, right? And people do
Mhm.
it all the time, right? Like,
Yo,
the
Nightbot
Bible
working
says to
overtime.
let in like refugees, right? And it's like, well, is that what it's saying? Well, if you don't believe this, then you
That
hate
is so
women
hard
or
to read
something,
input.
right? Like all this bullshit that they pull out in modern Christian churches, right? In order
Cal fell
to spin
on an
and
escalator.
push a narrative, right? So, you need to really have like a grounded foundation for for like what language even is being used in the Bible, right? Like it's written in Hebrew and Greek. And if you don't understand what those words mean, anything can be twisted and generalized, right? Like that's a problem that I have with a lot of the Western translations is they've generalized the language down so that it doesn't have like a distinct meaning, right? So it's like they'll turn like they'll turn some form of like deaconism into just like being a servant, right? Where that's not in the original.
Sorry, I don't know what that was. Was somebody being an animal?
You,
I don't know.
That's our
Pardon?
mic. Our
Go
mic is
ahead.
just-
Go ahead, Pepper. Cheetos.
No, just so like there's some parts in the Bible that are actually giving wisdom, right? And it's not just telling you to like giving wisdom and ways to gain power, actually. And it's not that
That's pretty
anything
cool.
can be inverted, basically, right? So if you don't know the meaning of the language, you will be vulnerable to spin. So we need to know who's in power. We need to really take back control of the church before we let them take control of us, I think.
I have another
It's just
quick point
another
before.
small
Oh, sorry.
government. That's all it is. Sorry, Ryan. Tom Carpenter says just a dose of reality here. Statistically, most pastors in America have a salary below the average salary in their community. That's just the truth. Whatever people want to pretend in their minds. Yeah, I believe most, even within the Catholic Church, like they set them up with a home, and then provide like the basic kind of things, and they're like even nuns really don't get paid, you know what I mean, like you live there, you eat there, it's self-sufficient kind of system. Tom Carpenter also says the TV hypocrites are the exception, not the rule. I 110% agree with that.
Sure.
I think those big box churches. Kel, what's your mic? Something's wrong with your mic.
Kelly, you are chipmunking like wild.
Yeah.
I think that's
Terrifying.
changing, though. I think that's changing. I think that used to be 100% factual, but I think with the power
I'm always
of
confused, Apex.
persuasion and people's
Better?
ability to use marketing techniques in the form of religion, like people have caught on to that, right? So where it's like a small town would have like a couple Presbyterian, like a Catholic church,
Denizen.
and that's it. Well, now the new big church, the Harbor Church, moves in and starts scooping up people, right? And there's a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
Uh-oh.
don't think that's true. Like and this is what I was saying.
Lost
to
Does everybody
Kel's,
sound crazy?
Point of view, like, is that
A little bit.
when she said that about the small churches, right? They will help out, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's
my
a
God,
thing that
Fuzzy,
they're
is that
trying,
real?
Sarah, out on the West Coast. One of my friends,
Syrup
shout out to
on a
my man
wound?
E.
That can't
He's
be
in
good.
Seattle. He said they're trying this model, where like there's not like a minimum wage per se, but what they're saying is if your company generates this amount of money, then this is the minimum wage that your company has to pay. Right? If your company has these many employees and generates this much money, then you can afford to pay your people these many dollars. Right? I think we should use that same model with the church. If you have a church and you have 10,000 parishioners and you're bringing in $1 million a month, right? Well, if God say give up 10% of that, I think you should have to give up a minimum of 10% of that to your parishioners. However you choose to do that, right? Whatever that looks like. If you choose to say, hey, I'm gonna give $100 to however many people, that would equate to 100,000, right? Every month. That's whatever that looks like, right? I just think that's the only way to solve this issue where they just take in all this money and they never really give anything back.
Well, there are actually denominations out there where the church leaders actually don't make any money, right? So there are certain denominations where it all literally just goes into an account and then it just sits there and it pays the bills. There are denominations just like that. It's not many, but I know of a few, just so you know. And I believe that is the best system because the congregation, the place of worship, is not for personal gain. It is a place of worship. If you're going there with any intent to build a business off of the parishioners, the the people who come there, you're going in there with the wrong intent for sure.
Of course, it just seems to attract a lot of people. Is my mic any better, by the way?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
A bunch.
Sorry about that. My bad. It just seems to attract a lot of people with corruption. I'm like, and obviously I'm speaking like from anecdotal here, but that's kind of part of the reason that drew me away from Christianity in the first place is it's like one of my best friends in high school, like his dad was a pastor, like gets busted for embezzling a bunch of money from the church. Like I just hear of a bunch of like pastors getting caught up. One of the people I met in Vegas, like who started dating his not dating, but she was 12 when he was like 20 or something. And he was like leader of the worship band. Like I just hear all kinds of weird shit all the time. It seems to attract a lot of corruption, like just on my personal experience, you know? So yes, they are going in there with the wrong reason, but I'm just like, because of its like position as like tax exempt, I feel like it attracts a lot of corruption, you know?
Well, absolutely. Yep. And that's the key issue here is corruption, right? Or abuse. And you know, when we're talking about the church versus the government, even there's corruption in family arrangement. You know, there are some really nasty people out there. So that vetting process needs to happen.
People exist, as does corruption. It's never going to be perfect, and I think that that's why you have like systems in place, you know, in order to try to capture that. I mean, even Mr. Beans in the welfare system, people taking advantage of it all the time, and you can try as much as you can to vet through it or have procedures in place to ensure people don't. You know, people who make cash under the table but still are able to apply for benefits and able to get them because there's nothing on paper saying otherwise. You could just only have systems in place as much, but you can still utilize that. So I think corruption's always going to be there.
And I agree with you. I'll be honest, I don't think that's corruption, though, even though I know it's lying. But I just like, in my opinion, and I'm glad you went back to it. I brought up another screenshot. If you could pull this up real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So I can edify the people.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a screenshot of the time on assistance that people spend, right? And this is why I was kind of explaining why I like to deal with median versus average, right? Because if you look at average, you can take 5 people. You can take 4 people who make $20,000 a year and one that makes $100,000 a year, right? And that average then will be like, what is that? 5 into 180. So it's like about, I don't know, $30,000-$40,000. But you have 4 of them only making 20, right? So it looks like people are doing more than what they actually are. Yeah. But if you see the housing choice voucher is 6.6 years on average, but the median is 4.8, which means half of people are on it less than 4.8 years, right? Public housing, 5.9 on average, but median is 3 years. Half the people use it less than 3 years. Section 8, 5.3 years. Median 3 years, though. Half the people use it less than 3 years, right? So we like to run with these narratives and make it seem like everybody is getting this welfare and they own it for a lifetime and they never get it off and they're passing it to their cousins and their nieces, and it's just not the truth.
Yeah, I hear that shit too. We're together selling it at like an inflated rate. I'm like, it's just really not as lucrative as you might think it is, you know? Yeah. Like, it's like a third of.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My apologies.
No. It's like a third of your income most of the time. And it's only exactly what we said. It's a shorter and shorter, like, allotted period of time. So it's like, there's really only so much people can weaponize it. Like, it just sounds like an absurd argument to me, you know?
I had a really quick thing to add. There's something that feels kind of weirdly missing in this conversation. And maybe we can all speak to it. It's just like, I mean, how can we even say that people should have a right to healthcare or food or whatever if we can't even prove the Christian God?
Because I don't necessarily think. Well, again, my argument was the social contract.
I'm fucking around.
And I did we did clarify that it was a government protected right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one though, Ryan. Unfortunately, there aren't enough righties hanging around to argue on that.
Well, hang on. I want to say. Like, I mean, I quip, but it's not. I mean, there are right wingers here, right? There are Republicans here. There are people who are. They're not like these. Aren't this isn't the radical left up here on the panel. I mean, like for Trippy, for example, like a lot of these people, we seem to largely agree on a lot of the sentiments here. But our conversation is not getting bogged down by the things that I just brought up, and it's not because there aren't right wingers here. It's because there's not a very particular kind of right winger here.
The far right ran, bro. They ran.
True.
I can make up an argument. Hey,
The panel
can
feels
you?
so healthy. That like the whole panel feels so healthy right now.
It feels
Right.
weird.
We're actually,
I should
like,
be yelling
It
at
did.
Voter.
It did from the gate.
Not start
Like
up.
from the very when she opened up the panel, it was like,
Out of
"Yo,
there.
Mr. Beans, I really agree with you. Mr. Beans, I really agree with you." I'm like, "Wow, God is so good." Now,
God, it feels
Yeah.
so good. It's, not to
worry, I'm
say
here
I
now.
don't want an echo chamber in here, but it's like nobody's yelling. Nobody's
Yeah.
yelling and
Wanna yell.
demanding for
Dusty,
Come on
Dusty,
here.
bless us, please.
Me and
why
Ryan.
do you have on those blue headphones, Kel?
No, listen, they're taking up. Listen,
Blue is
That's
messing
what
with
we're laughing at.
my site right now.
it's been a bad week. Listen.
I think we're
I-
laughing. We're
Everyone
laughing at
was-
the lack of Crucible.
don't nobody can trump my week, okay? Nobody. Not a single person in here. I don't want to hear any complaints. Y'all have had a fucking fantastic week. So
True.
kiss my ass.
True.
We've
Oh,
had
yeah.
a good one.
I'm still
Oh,
riding.
My
Tom
on
shower
says-
had exploded
Tom-
last night.
Tom has to throw in a scream. Somebody's gotta yell.
Oh,
Somebody yell.
okay. Let me see. Goder, is there any other god that has ever been proven?
Oh, man.
No, it's only the Christian God that's been demonstrated over and over again, I guess.
No, I'm
Tag.
saying like no god has ever been proven, right? Like
Tag.
that's
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of the
that's true.
thing,
I think so.
except for the god
Oh,
of thunder,
goodness.
Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Well, what about maybe like Brahma or like the
Wow.
Godhead, right? Is that Brahma?
Trippy, were you just doing the lotion gate motion? Is that what that was?
Oh, do lotion
Wow.
game.
Oh, juicy.
little?
Lotiony.
Let's
Here,
stay on-
let me
stay on
help me out,
topic.
Turvy. Here you go.
Hold on, I gotta
Oh.
get this.
Not the baby oil.
Mr.
Avert
Beans.
thine eyes.
There we go. He brought up the
All right.
censored.
Mr. Beans, that's where you
Not
stand
the
on
censored.
like the government assistance, but where would you stand if we said free healthcare for everyone?
That'd be insane.
It's to me it sounds good, but again, it's one of those things where I have to be honest. I don't necessarily know how it works, right? So, like a few years ago, my man Aaron O was the one who made me realize that the arguments we were making for minimum wage weren't feasible, right? And so now I don't make those arguments anymore, right? I'm the type that like to accept new information. So when I hear free healthcare, I'm like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. But
Sounds
I
like a
can't
pipe
say how it
dream.
would work, right? So I don't necessarily want to be the one to argue for it. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
I can't
yeah.
detail how it would work.
Well, I would say it's. I don't think it's a pipe. I think what we need to specify that when we say free healthcare, what we mean is free at point of service, and this is definitely not the pipe dream because most countries that are comparable to the United States and like whatever the quality of living and such, like most first world countries, they have universal healthcare programs to some degree. They have.
What are their taxes
And a
look
lot
like,
of them
though?
come here for it, for healthcare from
Well, they come here, yeah, for the high, like the ones who
also,
can
it
afford
takes-
it.
It takes
We do
exorbitant
have a degree.
like times. It takes exorbitant amount of time, right, for to get anything. And as someone who, first couple years I moved out, I was on like the government, not like the government assistance, but like the government healthcare, like the cheapest bottom of the barrel. And then you get like an actual nice one through like your first big girl job, and you sit in the waiting room for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you're like, oh shit, I've been missing out. Like this is how the doctor could have been this whole time. Like
VIP
as my-
style.
yeah, exactly. Like as much as I love the idea of free healthcare, I'm like, damn, I hope I never have to wait in a waiting room for like more than half an hour.
Yeah, but
when you're
well,
just like,
I've-
feeling a little
Say
sick.
about,
I'd rather wait
you
for
know?
healthcare than not get healthcare, right?
Right, but that's
Ryan-
the thing. But when you're in a position to have better healthcare, I'm like, damn, do I actually? This is like maybe I shouldn't even say that, but do I actually believe in the shit I believe in? Because when you're in a position to like have better healthcare, I'm like, damn, fuck free healthcare. I like
Yeah, but you
waiting
can
in
have
the
like
waiting
we
room
can have
for 2
both,
minutes.
right? Like we can have
Ideally,
both.
but that's not true. Like my friend Modi lives in the UK, and we were just talking about this. Like
Yeah,
It's
I've heard
nice
some
to
horror
have that
stories from
like,
people in the
like,
UK
care for,
about
like-
what happens. You know,
he was sitting on a
Good
broken
enough.
arm for like 3 days. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wow.
Imagine having to like go
Oh.
home and sleep with like your arm broken.
Rachel I was
Oh my
talking
God.
to her sister was pregnant and bled out next door to the hospital.
Oh.
She lived next door to the hospital and she bled out and died like at 8 months pregnant because when the sister called the person, he was busy.
I don't know who his friend
many
Neve
calls?
is, but I talked to Neve today. Do you know who
Neve?
Neve is?
Yeah, we
Neve?
love Neve.
Friend of the stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Sarah Fatty has raved about Portugal's healthcare system, and I can't remember if it's universal or if it's just really cheap. I think he said it was just really, really cheap versus America.
I think
and
it's
maybe
a
not
single
so
payer.
much free.
I believe so.
I think
So-
if we actually removed the insurance market and paid cash as you go for healthcare, I think it would actually be significantly cheaper. I was thinking about this the other day because
You don't get hurt like every week. Like a lot of
yeah, if you think about how much money you pay into your health insurance per month, right? But we are paying administrative fees. We're paying billing fees. We're paying for them to print a piece of paper fees. Who's got noise? Daniel, mute yourself, buddy.
But I think that's the problem right there, Sarah. Is
We're
the
not paying for
private- it's the-
healthcare. We're not paying for healthcare. We're paying for all of the shit to be done after you've received healthcare, or to bill us. Then they have to send it to coding to go to the health insurance company, and then health insurance has to put it. Like, I received some papers in the mail the other day from, I think it was from my daughter's hospital to the insurance company, and the insurance company had said that, like, told the doctors they weren't going to pay something or whatever, and there was an appeal going on, and the doctors had to recode it a certain way and do all of this trash, and then there was an acceptance and blah, 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 blah. Imagine if I just fucking paid cash at the door, it would probably be $50 versus this $500. Like, to see the doctor, I would just pay the doctor's fee for them to come in, talk to my daughter, go over her shit, yada, 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 make the new prescription, change the numbers, and then go. I would just pay to see the doctor and not all of that other crap just to get me in the door. Think about that. If we removed the insurance system altogether, I think we would solve all of our problems for expensive healthcare. Or at least a big majority. I mean,
it feels like
cancer,
a very simplistic solution. I don't know that would actually like turn out. I don't know enough about how health insurance markets work and stuff. I feel like that would, frankly, I suspect that would kind of be a disaster. But it might sound cute on paper.
Even at that, like, even if you purchase like maybe just healthcare for stuff like MRIs, major issues like cancer and everything else, like let those specialty units run the drill on health insurance. But to go see your physician, to go see your, like regular stuff, I don't think we should be. I was thinking, I was like, God, if I was a doctor, I'd just charge cash at the door, save me a whole lot of time, paper, effort, this, that, yada, yada, yada. Just give me cash, especially your regular physician, your family physician. They're just seeing you, talking to you. You're charging for what? A total of 30 minutes in the door?
Yeah.
And then-
Ideally. But I'm like,
and
a
you
lot of
need
people
one admin to schedule it. That's
Yeah.
it.
A lot of people are like
What
paycheck
would
to paycheck
happen?
though, and don't like as shitty as it is. Like, it is an emergency to not have an emergency fund. A lot of Americans like might not have the fucking money on hand to go deal with it, cash at the door if they did break their arm. It
Right.
shouldn't be like that.
That's
Don't
a
get me
fact.
wrong. Like, you should have at least 2 months rent like saved up. But I'm like, a lot of people would just be completely fucked if they like
Yep.
had to
But
go.
if you weren't
I do agree
paying
with Kel on that one.
all that money into health insurance, even if you work for the big girl job, Kel, right? You're still paying for healthcare insurance, but your
Yeah.
company has the benefit where they're paying for the bulk of that.
Yeah.
But if you go like I went private on my health insurance, $250 a month, and that's with like based on income or this, that, and getting assistance,
Jeez.
whatever, like however it works
Yeah.
out. It's $250 a month. Imagine if I had $250 a month in my pocket, not having to pay healthcare insurance, and then when I actually do have a problem, that money's put away.
Right.
Trib one with the Big Ten says loud antagonistic dono. I'm going to say it a little loud. Loud antagonistic dono to dissipate some of the say it for me.
cordiality.
Thank you. I'm mad, angry even. Grrr. No, for real though. Much hate and stuff. Win, Sarah. Long live the panel. That's the power of the motherfucking panelverse. I love you all. And thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, all of you. Alexander says specialists are 1 month to 3 months wait list. CT can be weeks to months, and I live in the U.S. with private health care. If I want same-day service, I need to go to the ER. The USA isn't much better.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. So I'd say like I live in a very high metropolitan. I mean, I'm in the suburbs, but I have like 4 different metropolitan cities within an hour's distance away. So if I couldn't get a specialist in one city, I could go to another. So I don't know. I think it all could kind of depend in that aspect. Does anybody else? I've never really had too many issues with that. Anybody else?
I have, like, when my son, he's autistic, and when we go to see the behavioral specialist,
Mhm.
they see him maybe twice a year. This year he's only being seen in November, and that's from last September of 2024 is the last time he saw him. So yeah, like big specialists, it's really hard to get into. But I live in kind of a big area too. There's like different like suburb like towns around, but still they're hard to get into.
So let me say this, right? And I don't want to start a fight, but maybe it will.
Yes.
Let's fight. Let's go. Heat it up.
There's one component of this that never really gets discussed, ironically, which is the fact that all of these so-called people who are living off of the government assistance are women.
Yeah.
Right. So for some reason,
It's single moms. It's single moms out there that, you know, or whatever, that they got themselves into a situation that they're using it.
Maybe it's just my personal experience, but I'm like, okay, as someone who moved out like during COVID with like 3 of my guy roommates that just rode the COVID unemployment wave as long as they could, I feel like I've known plenty of guys who just fucking ride on government assistance
Three
too.
guy roommates rode what?
I don't know many. I honestly
as many as women. I feel like a lot of people don't.
Libby Warrior asked, I'm confused on how, or wait, sorry, I'm sorry, I don't know how to change the color. You can change your name color in my chat by getting a Radical Coder channel membership. Highly recommend. You also unlock awesome emotes.
Payments are not going to be enough to like pay rent, do all the shit you want to do, go have fun with your friends still. So you're either like flipping that shit and doing degenerate shit and get caught up quick, or, you know, or you go find a job that it's like, you know, a chill job. Like there's actually so many employment opportunities that I don't know one person that really still weaponizes unemployment after the COVID like inflation rates wore off. Because for a moment it was you were kind of like stupid to not weaponize unemployment in my state at least.
Well,
like, bro,
they weaponized it and they got used to it, and a lot of people didn't want to go back to work after that.
That's right.
But that's the thing. That's the thing is most people are not down bad enough to not do it if it's not for like $1,500.
They felt entitled to that money.
When it was like $2 a month, you'd kind of be stupid not to. But I don't know one person who's still like riding that wave because like it's back to normal. It's like
they're forced to work.
Yeah. For like $600 a month.
I mean, that those people aren't abusing other resources that they're getting from the government.
It's
Like
not
what
abuse if
like
you're
what other
entitled to
resources?
it
You're
by the
good.
law.
Like
If you qualify for it, it's not abuse. You might not like it, but
once you get
that.
permission,
They're abusing
Good
everything.
point.
that name change.
True. Yeah, if it's written into the law, it's
You-
like, yeah,
you just
don't hate
should-
the player, hit the game type shit, you know?
Right. And
Exactly.
since we're all taxpayers to one degree or another, right? If
The
you're
ML
not
is a
utilizing the
lockout, bro.
resources available to you and playing the game, then you're fucking up, I think. Like,
Tom Carpenter
taxes?
says, had cancer treatments 10 years ago. Wow. Well, I'm glad that worked out. Insurance paid $1.3 million. Holy shit. I paid $18,000. The exact same treatments would have been almost 85% less if the American Citizen premium price wasn't paid.
yeah, when my daughter was born, we were poor as fuck, and that was entirely covered by the government. But they did send us an itemized bill afterwards. And I really wish that I still had that because the prices charged there. I remember looking at the lore tabs they brought my ex after she gave birth, and remember thinking that I could have bought those for cheaper on the street.
Yeah.
On the street is crazy.
Yeah, no, it was
But
insane.
Yeah, it's the birth of your kid, though. You know, you kind of want to like ball out or whatever for that.
Yeah, I remember my son's. We got the itemized. It was like over $20,000, and
Crazy.
let me hold on. Let me preface this.
Over $30,000 now.
But let me preface this. I did not do any drugs like the
Epidural.
What's the epidural? I did no epidural. I did all natural. There was like nothing crazy that happened. We were in and out. Everything worked just fine. No issues. Like
What the
that to me, I was like, how the fuck did we ring up? And like I think you do like a 1 full day stay and then you go home. So I'm like, what the fuck did those sandwiches cost that they were giving me? You know?
What the fuck?
It's all the nurses that come into your room every 2 hours to feel your tummy and take your vitals
And wake you up when you're
Make sure you're alive. You're giving
I
birth.
needed that.
That's what they do.
Like that's dangerous. That's dangerous. You're giving
job.
birth
But
though.
The
Like
gap
Kill. They go.
So let me-
Hey,
Women give
hey,
birth at home.
You
It's
wake your
okay.
beans, some
It's
people
okay.
Let me
they
let
wake
me.
you up. They go. Do you need something to
tried
help you
to,
sleep?
I tried to start a fight, but for
Yeah,
some
just
reason
go-
it didn't happen.
Why are
right?
you awake? Get more
Oh,
sleep.
you want to talk about why
Mhm.
single moms are the ones that are on all the government programs?
No, it's just what I want to point out though is that when I mentioned it, that was all that had to be said. Well, it's single moms and they got kids, and
Well, I'll add to it. I think
the
men.
reason
single
why.
mom,
Well,
though.
hold on.
Yeah,
It's
wait.
all of the dads that aren't taking care of their babies are able to live by themselves and work all they want and not have to pay for daycare or child support or get the kid to school or work around trying to find a babysitter and things like that. So they work a second job.
Shout out to Speakeasy.
You want to have
Oh,
that sounds like
Not
At
only
this
that.
point-
I had a lot of
At
fun
this
last
point,
night.
I
Must
owe
be.
Speakeasy not a fucking damn thing, so you can talk all the shit you want, and I'm gonna laugh as loud as I fucking
Yo,
can.
I was
I
gonna,
don't
I
owe
was gonna say,
shit
damned
either.
if you do,
No, this
damned
is
if you
wild.
don't. They're like, you need to get pregnant ASAP and have kids because you're ruining society, yada yada. And then you have kids, and then like you rush into it because the like right wing politisphere is like pressuring you to. I'm like in theory, And then all of a sudden, when the guy leaves and you need government assistance, it's like, well, fuck you. You're just like a single mom on government assistance. Oh, but if you're part of the problem where you're not having kids, then it's like, well, fuck me. I'm just like part of the fucking so-called like population crisis. Like,
Well, they
That's-
do.
damned if you do,
that's-
damned if
I
you
would
don't.
add not only that, but I think that men in general, like it's probably not just single moms, right? I imagine it's the case. I haven't looked at this data, but I imagine it's the case that like single women who don't have kids are also more likely, like if they're poor, they're more likely to use like welfare programs and stuff than men are. And I think it's because of, frankly, toxic masculinity, which is like men believe that there's something wrong with them if they have. Hey, can I finish the sentence, please? I think men perceive that there's something wrong with them if they need to depend on some sort of external source to take care of themselves. And I want to tell these men, there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely not. If you need these resources and these resources are there, you should take advantage of them.
I don't appreciate
but
when
I
you
would
talk down to
say- I would
women.
say it's toxic masculinity, though, right?
That's a
I
little.
don't-
Yeah.
It's not masculinity at
Let me see.
all, right? It's
Brian, I
probably
don't-
more likely toxic feminism than it is
Well,
toxic masculinity
if-
because the people who would shame you the most
See, I started
Right.
the fight.
or make you feel bad about it the most are the women you would try to date, right? More often.
I agree. Women also contribute to what
Yeah.
so when I say toxic masculinity, I just mean like things where men.
Oh yeah, guys
perceive-
are gonna shame you.
Yeah, well, no.
That's a fact.
No. To be clear, I'm saying it's so toxic masculinity specifically refers to things that men do that harm either themselves or others on behalf
Yes.
of their perception of themselves as men, right? So that can be fed into by women around them. Absolutely, women can feed into a man's toxic masculine
Why is
traits.
that
100%.
toxic? Why wouldn't that be a sense
agreeing
of
with
pride
you.
that encourages them to do better?
Well, it just doesn't seem to
Say
work
that
out
one
that
more
way.
time.
It seems to make them less likely
Sure it
to
does.
get healthcare, for example, like we were saying.
I mean,
Dude,
but
can
they're
tell
also
you
less likely
from-
to just be lazy, entitled blobs.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They can't be
Tom
that's bad for
Carpenter
them. That's the
says,
point.
"Here's to another goal." Thank you so much, Tom. You really made my
Based.
evening tonight. Going to sleep. Some of us have to work. Listen, we all work very hard,
Fire.
just different hours. I mean, I'm
I
happy
get paid
to
once a
go-
month.
Oh,
What
he says,
day?
I mean,
What day of the
I'm
month?
happy to go earn money to provide all the free stuff. I mean, good night.
Thank you for your service.
Good night.
Good
Good night to you, Tom. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow night for the debate.
Like,
See, but this what I mean though, right? So when we make these kind of sweeping indictments, right, to say like all these guys are just entitled blobs, but it's like it's not guys. right? That's my point.
I've
Is
been-
that the
I've gone
women
through
are the
it.
ones getting the majority of this stuff, right?
I don't even know if
But
that's
we don't attack women.
Yeah, but
feel like
I think
gendering-
attacking women.
what some
Like
of us are saying is that
gendering
it's
things?
bad.
I don't
Like
even know
I don't want to shame people for using those resources. I think that's the
We
like
know. I'm
we say,
not
yeah, the
worried
women
about-
are doing this.
Yeah.
I don't want to blame them for it. In fact, I want men to also not be shamed for using. That's what I'm saying.
I think
I agree.
I made $26,000 for the first half of this year in just Medicare alone. So just the first half of this year.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
know if
don't
I
give
can
them the
take you
game.
serious or not.
No, I'm not kidding. 25,000 first half of this year in September. I looked at it. I made about $25,000. Just
I mean, you have to admit though, Beans, that necessity is the mother of productivity and innovation, right? And if the more comfortable you are, the less likely you are to do anything productive. So if toxic masculinity, air quotes, does shame somebody
working
into
very hard right now.
out of
Please
his
give me
comfort
money,
zone
guys.
and into actually producing for the system that he's sucking off of, that's good for everybody, and including him in the long run, I believe too.
If it would push them to.
But historically, what have we seen that become for the people that we're talking about, right? Is it turns into the mob. It turns into, gangs. It turns into the drug war, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily become these people who just become overly productive and overly successful, because as I was stating earlier, the people who we say abuse the system, more than likely were just average to below average people anyway. They were never going to be more than what is allotted to them, right? They were never going to be some six-figure earners, right? That may be 5% of them, but the majority of people that abuse or stay on it for a long time or never try to do anything other than that, that's just really who they are genuinely. So if you take them off of it, guess what they're more likely to do? Commit crime.
Yeah,
True.
I got cousins like that.
And actually
To
be
a large
productive.
degree, what welfare is not a handout to the poor. It's protection from the rich.
That's a great point. Say it one more time.
Yes.
That's a great point.
Say it again. Say it again.
To a large degree, what welfare is not so much a handout to the poor as it is protection for the rich.
Man, clipped.
Yeah, no shit.
There's something to that.
Elaborate.
Sarah, can I make a short out of that, please?
Absolutely.
He's probably going to
You-
make a short.
You take whatever you
I
want.
didn't realize
Mr.
it was
Beans.
so. I say wise things all the time, and people don't react that well.
Well, tell me, elaborate a little more, Dusty.
Sure. If you have people who have nothing, then they get uppity and they start finding ways to get stuff, and they'll get stuff. I mean, if you're facing, just to make it extreme, if you're facing starvation or prison, or maybe you get away with the crime, you're going to take a shot at the crime. Worst case scenario, you go to prison, and it's just
And it
it's just-
solves starvation.
right.
3
You
square
can't
meals a day.
threaten. You can't threaten somebody unless they have something to lose, which is
Okay.
why Andrew's retarded.
Okay. Hey, you know what, guys? I
QED.
actually have to do something. I have to give Coder some props. He was like, once they're all gone, this is going to be a much quieter space.
And we're still having discourse, right? Like we aren't all agreeing on everything here. Like we're arguing about specifics, but we're not like the conversation. This is what the point I was making
Maybe
earlier.
it wasn't Ryan's problem.
I doubted him. I doubted Ryan.
Are you guys mad that I have a lot of your tax money?
Can I say this?
No,
I'm not.
Daniel. Here's why,
It's been
Daniel.
pretty
Here's why,
quiet.
Daniel. There is a difference because you cannot drive. You're incapable of working, and so on and so forth. Like it's actually safer for you to be at home, right? And collecting what you need because you have a disability. You cannot do anything different, right? I mean, maybe you could earn income different ways. Maybe you could start a YouTube channel, right? And try
That's
to earn
what I was
income.
thinking.
Yeah, that way because you're safe at home. You have someone there. I think your mom's there, right? You have safe and
Yep.
someone at home.
She's my
to protect
caretaker,
you.
so I don't have seizures.
And she can apply for a caretaker's position, right? Where
That's what she's doing. That's how she
Exactly.
works. That's her job.
Yeah. So for me, I think that makes sense because she's able to manage you from home and because inevitably your mom doing it is better than some stranger coming to do it. And then
Yeah, I know.
you
They
what I
come
mean?
over for like 3 hours a day.
Right.
Like,
And
did
that
you eat a
doesn't-
meal? Make sure you don't have a seizure for 2 hours. Bye.
Exactly.
Daniel,
So
I'm here to wipe your butt.
So for
Yeah,
me,
right,
I think that
Daniel.
makes sense. Now, for
The hand
somebody,
came right out too.
but for somebody who is physically capable and has no issues working, right? To me, it's just kind of like, okay, to what degree do we assist this?
It's
I
called
mean, I
civic.
can drive
Let's say this real
perfectly,
quick.
but I've
I
crashed
just want to
cars
make
too many
sure.
times.
I just want to make sure I tie these two things together because
Mhm.
I don't think people understand. Well, I'm not talking about the panel, so let me not say it like that. I just want people to make. I want to make sure people understand how prolific the comment was that Powder Dusty said,
Mhm.
right? Because it ties exactly into what Sarah said earlier about the condition that being on the assistance for so long creates. Remember, Sarah said, well, what this does is it puts you in this perpetual state, right? Where you never really try to achieve anything or this or that or blah, blah, blah. That's safer for rich people. Do you understand that? This is what I'm saying. When you have more people innovating and more people creating, you are a threat, right? People are trying to maintain their positions of power and their position, their hands on the levers of power and politics and economics in this country. Those families who have those positions are not trying to relinquish those, right? So before they allow you to come up and create a new industry that destroys theirs, they'll get rid of you,
I mean,
right?
that's not even
So
what
that's
we're talking about, though, right?
say
Like,
that again.
I think that regulation, right, is used to restrict competitors more than the welfare. I think what I'm talking about is we all like to be able to drive on the roads and shit. But if you've got half the population without homes or hungry, then you're gonna have trouble getting down the road. I'm just talking about
Absolutely.
that part.
Yeah, but I'm tying in what you said with what Sarah said earlier, because you're stifling these people's growth. Capitalism needs poor people, right?
But you know what doesn't need poor people? This bit did not go the way I wanted it to. I just want to remind you guys that you can give me money, and I totally lost my train of thought while I was trying to do it. But I just want to remind you guys that you can support the stream with super chats or gifted memberships or regular memberships. I see a lot of gray names in chat. We love our gray names. We love our lurkers as well. But I just want to say that you can support the stream. Please do. If you got it, flaunt it. Support the dream, support the ween, support the stream. And if you cannot support with your funds, support with your thumbs.
How are they?
Well, not everybody, right? This is why I always say on my channel, on my show, is we don't make not all arguments, right? When you make the not all argument, you're already conceding, in my opinion, right? We're saying that you need a specific, you need poor people, you need working class poor people, right? You're going to have, here's what I like to ask people. If I think 100K, six figures, I think that's 15 to 17% of the country. Do we think that only 17% of the country makes six figures because people aren't trying? Or do we understand it's because companies essentially don't want to have to pay a lot of money out? They're trying to bring in as much money as they can and pay out the least amount, which, by the way, is the reason why, as taught to me by Aaron O, we can't have a $20 minimum wage because you struggle to mom and pops.
This is going to raise inflation.
You strangle.
There's a reason why Walmart likes minimum wage laws.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like Walmart will get rid of your ass if you've been with them for 5-10 years, and they'll replace you with some, young kid who's going to make a hell of a lot less.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Or replace you if you have epilepsy too.
Even the mom and pops
yeah.
do that. Even the mom and pops replace people just for time length. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been told that
economic transactions, like, I think people put too much value, like personal values and ethics, into what's really it's a tool for wealth generation, right? If you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the economy only applies to the bottom levels, right? We're just talking about moving around resources. We're not talking about giving you love and meaning and acceptance. All that shit comes from somewhere else. And just like Walmart's using the employee as a input for their product, fucking the employee is using Walmart as an input for their life, right? It's not good or bad. It's agnostic. It's just the way it is.
But is it fair exchange?
Well,
yeah.
I wanted to push back a little bit on
if you agree to go to work for $5 and I agree to pay you $5, that's a fair exchange. Both of us would agree, as long as there's no coercion.
But don't you think that if Walmart could pay their employees less, they would?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if
Of
and if
course.
the
That's
employees,
why they do.
Exploitation. It's like exploitation of like
and if
desperation.
the employees could get more from Walmart, they would. It's the same both
Mhm.
ways. Neither side necessarily cares about the other one except what they can get out of it.
Yeah, but I'm not
Why
arguing
the
that
ad-
they care about each
it's
other more.
why
I'm
the
just
ad
arguing that,
revenue
like,
here is pennies.
like when we say
Businesses don't
Walmart,
care about you anyway.
when we say Walmart, like wants minimum wage laws, like I mean, like it seems like they have a lot of influence. Walmart, Amazon, all these companies, but like the federal minimum wage is still like less than $8. So
Yeah, it has moved. The going wage is well past minimum wage now. Walmart can't always get what they want.
I remember we did an experiment on the show once before, and what we did, Sarah, was we looked at McDonald's, right, and its earnings, and then like what is gross versus net, and then we said, okay, what is that the average income in McDonald's, the average wage rather, and then what if we raised that to 20, and they was down like maybe something like 1.8 billion. Like they still were netting like 6 billion or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
You see
even
what
with
I'm
all
saying?
the theft and all
Like,
that shit going on with
But
Walmart.
so
it's like-
what?
Right.
Why would I? Why if I own a McDonald's? Why would I take money away from my family and give it to you? It's like an act of charity.
Because at some point you're not taking money away from your family. Like once you start playing with billions, you're not taking money away from you.
And they make billions.
And this
like
is the issue
every
that
couple hours.
that I have with progressives or whatever you want to call it with the financial shit. Most people, it looks like, are just envious because you don't hear hardly nearly as many people talking about helping lift up the poor as you do hearing people bitch about the rich.
And Mr. Beans,
But this, wait, this
I feel
is
like I hear-
really quickly.
I feel
wait,
like-
really quickly. Let me
Yeah,
respond to that really quickly. This is about lifting them up, though. That's what I'm
I-
saying. Right now, we're just talking. Wait, let me just finish. Right now, we're just talking about the working class poor, but we're still talking about people who are making a whole bunch of money, right?
Economics-
So, I mean, if you're making $17 an hour, you're right around the 40,000 a year mark. That's not a
But
lot
if
of
you're-
money, right?
But if you're
Economics
making
is not a
50
zero-sum game, and that's the brain trap that people get put into. An economic transaction should grow wealth, right? If we do a trade and I'm better off and you're better off, we both have more utility on the back end of that transaction. So the zero-sum way of looking at finance or at wealth is a brain trap.
But we're not talking about $40 an hour. We're saying if at a minimum you're paying people $20 an hour, just
Mr.
because
Beans,
your
what's
company
your
makes
idea?
so
I'm
much
sorry, I
money that it
started
can
late.
afford it.
Mr. Beans, I started late, but what's your idea on the minimum wage for fast food markets?
I'm not so sure about the markets. Like I said, my friend was telling me a thing that they're putting into place in Seattle right now. They're trying a version of this where it's like based on your minimum wage for your company will be based on the number of employees and the amount of money that your company generates. Right. So,
So
of course, people are going to fudge the numbers and try to make it seem like they're not making as much as they really are. Right. Because people are greedy. Right. But I think that's a good tier system. Right. Because then you're not destroying the mom and pops, even though the larger monopoly companies are doing that for you. Right. When I grew up, when we needed some bread real quick or some milk real quick, we could go to the corner market. Right now, when we need bread real quick or milk real quick, we go to Walmart. And then we go in there to spend $10 and we end up spending $90.
So what you're
Right?
saying? What you're saying is when you were a younger cat, right? Like you went to the corner store, and you could your mom would give you $10 and you could get a gallon of milk and some bread.
And a pack of Virginia
Nowadays,
Slims.
yeah, she gets you some Airheads and that to go home with. And nowadays, you got to go to Walmart to get that kind of pay.
Those luxury items,
Because
like
the-
Airheads, like swear.
Because the milk at the
Airheads were
corner
fun.
store,
Airheads were good in the 90s.
because the milk at the corner store is like
They're an Airhead
$1.20
recently, they
more
still
or
slap,
something
yeah.
crazy, right?
So if I pay you $100 an hour, right? How long are you going to work for me?
That's a great question. I know where you're going with that.
You know where I'm going.
Let's find out. Let's find
You're
out.
not
Hey,
that long
come over to my
ago.
channel and start paying me that. And we'll check. We'll do an
It's
experiment.
a hypothetical. How long would you work for me, Ryan,
Yeah,
if I
like-
paid you $100 an hour?
It depends on
Probably
what kind of work
a
I'm
while.
doing.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
it doesn't
Ryan has
matter.
a
I'm not.
tiny
Look,
penis.
It does.
fine. Just a regular old Walmart job. I'm
You're
gonna pay you
clipping his
$100 an hour.
toenails.
A very long time.
Clipping toenails or just stocking shelves.
If we're
Stocking
talking
shelves.
Until someone pays me more. Until someone
$100
pays
an
me
hour.
more.
Normal,
People buy
Definitely
toenails.
won't be
normal
40
Walmart
years.
job, I would work
$100.
12-hour shifts, 5 days a week. That would be the commitment I could.
How
probably-
long? How many years are you gonna work
It
for?
Until someone pays me
definitely won't
more.
be
So I have enough to like finance
Exactly.
a way out of it.
I won't.
You
I
know?
won't retire
You
from
won't work
there.
for me for 10 years. You won't work
What
for me
Ryan
for
said
5
is
years.
right.
You're fixing to get rich real quick.
Right.
And you're gonna quit
absolutely.
real quick.
Until minimum wage is $100. That's how long I'll.
So
Yeah.
this is the
Or more.
problem with raising minimum wage is because ultimately, if I'm an employer, I'm going to pay you X amount, and I don't want you to get rich. I want you to work for me. Okay,
Right.
and the same thing
True.
exists for you if you're my employer. Okay, so I don't want to pay you $100 an hour.
No.
I don't
But
even want
it-
to pay you $20 an hour. I want to pay you
but
minimum wage.
But
Or
in
less.
this climate, $20 is. I mean, it might be 50K. It might be 48. You know what I mean? It's
They
not
wants
a
to take
lot
you
of
by
money.
the
I mean, you're making
honestly have
$800
no,
a day at an 8-hour shift.
I hear you.
That's-
There's a reason
$800
that 32
Well,
isn't
this
the
is
minimum.
like-
Yeah.
This is like Idiocracy when they were like, well, how much does the time travel machine
I
cost or
like
something?
money.
And he's like $1,003,800. Like he's like some crazy number. And it's like inflation it's just gonna keep going up and up and up and up. Everything's just gonna rise. If we just drop the housing market, I think everything else will kind of fall into place. But
Yeah.
Sarah, you said it earlier, right? But this is another word that's a curse word to people. You said minimalism. I discovered this several years ago. It was this cat on YouTube, and he was talking about how he was at this job, and he had been there, I think he said, for like 10 years. And they were throwing like this little party for this chick who had been there for like 35. And he said it just immediately hit him like this heifer sat in a cubicle for 35 years.
Yeah.
And he said he quit his job. He went and got some other little job that he could do online. He made $20,000 a year. He bought an RV and he financed the RV as his home. So
Yeah.
now he was paying like $100-some a month for his mortgage. You know what I'm saying? He said, I have like 10 pairs of clothing and I get to spend my time with my people and enjoying life and reading books and stuff like that. And that's when I first kind of like started giving myself a break about the lack of financial success that I was finding in life outside of the illegal activities, because I've never really been trained or groomed to hold a job, because you have to tolerate with something that I know most people don't think is that bad, but being micromanaged for me is a trigger.
It's insufferable.
Yeah. It just really
That's a bad
blows me, right? I can't really deal
It
with
blows
it.
you.
Yeah, man. It blows. That's old school.
That
That's
doesn't
not-
sound too
I
bad,
think-
actually.
I think we live in this. Oh man, Daniel, would you mind if I drop you
It's not what I
backstage? I've
meant.
got Tits McGee backstage, and I'd really
Go
love to
ahead.
thank
Go
you.
ahead.
It's for the everyone. Give Daniel a round of applause for sacrificing his position up here on panel
Thank you so much,
to
Daniel.
bring Tits
Daniel.
McGee
This
up.
is ableism.
We love Tits.
Thanks,
This
Daniel.
is- I love
My
it.
camera.
Daniel is
He's
great.
not
I like
complaining. He's not
Bye.
complaining. Oh,
I'm
oh,
not. I
Thank
love
you,
this
I
show.
love you, Daniel. We'll see you again soon.
thank
I love
you.
this show.
Thanks for
he's
being a
pretty
good
hot, too.
supporter of this show. This show loves you.
Thank you guys.
Go.
All right, let's go.
Yes. Who
Hi.
yelled my name? Hi, how are
Thank
you,
you,
Zach?
Daniel.
Hey, thank you for supporting Raging Tomato. Never stop. She's the best.
Yes,
I gotta
So
put
true.
the
do
ladies.
support the ladies. Thank you for that scholar
Oh,
and
what's
a
up, Nana?
gentleman. That's what you are, sir. Thank you. I came to say hello to the fantastic lady tonight. As you can see, I'm dressed normal.
She's
I
wearing
was
a
out.
shirt.
I was out today.
I
This-
don't think
this
we're
is
gonna have
normal.
anybody in the chats calling this disgusting either. Just for
Wow.
the
Oh,
record.
well, that's,
gonna watch
Shit,
it.
Gemini's here.
Yeah,
Hey, Gemini.
True. We're
This
on,
is
we're on
so-
our polite era.
This is
You
so
know,
crazy right now for
we're on
me.
our higher ground.
I went on a
We are.
speed date with Nova.
that's right, we did.
Oh,
I went on a speed date with Nova.
Let's,
on-
You're such a lucky
Oh.
guy, Mr. Beans. I'm not gonna lie.
It was on Playing with Fire. We went on a speed date together.
That's right. That was like a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, you remember that?
I do. And you asked
Yeah.
me to come on, and I don't think we've talked since, right?
I haven't talked to you since then. Everything's been good with you though, right?
I'm moving this weekend. It's been hell. I'm not
Everybody's
gonna lie.
moving before the snow falls.
Well, this was kind of an emergency move. There's a bunch
They're
of
doing a
mold
speed
in the
date.
place that made me really, really sick. And there's
Oh.
a bunch of there's a pending lawsuit actually behind this entire place. And so
Sarah
I'm
just thought
baking
it'd be
it
funny. And it is. It's cute.
Okay. Well, you don't look sick.
quickly. No, I'm a little better, but hopefully I'll be feeling much better out of here. Yes.
Well-
How you been? What have you been up to?
Man, listen, building. My channel is doing better. I got a whole new bunch of subscribers. I'm
yeah.
feeling good.
I didn't
My
subscribe to that
ex
guy, by
is
the way.
back hanging out with me,
Mr.
which is one of the reasons why I can't flirt with you as much as I want to, because she's
Oh, tell her she just needs to close her eyes and her ears and go in the
Right.
next room.
I was about to say, so Sarah, you might as well bring everybody back up. 'cause I
Bless
can't
you. I
even
think it's
play
just
with
us.
you right now.
I think it's just us three,
Gotta get me
sir.
stabbed.
What is this? This is the reverse Oreo cookie. How do you like being in the middle, baby?
I think it's
Oh,
just
man.
Put me in it.
Love it very much.
This is a double stack.
I've never actually
Double
been
stack.
with
Double
Oh
date
my
This is an
God.
Oreo with double cream.
Yeah.
You know the double
This is
stuff
almost
Oreo.
a Prince
Look at
video
Sarah
right here.
I know.
Cream on
Prince
top.
right now.
We're gonna
Sarah,
have
cream
we're
on
gonna have
top.
one-on-one political debates, and whoever
Well, it
wins
is
gets
cute.
laid. Okay, it's gonna
Oh
happen.
God.
Worse
I'm
than
not
Love Is
signing up for
Blind.
that. That's
I
child
would
support
know.
for me. You're welcome.
Yeah, no shit, right? My ovaries
Or you
are
just
on.
use
She kinda
protective.
My
does,
ovaries
yeah.
are unused right now. Thank you. We're gonna
Yeah.
say it like
Yo,
that.
I have this
for a little
problem
I'm
too.
bit.
abstinent.
Everybody
I'm
knows.
abstinent for Jesus.
Trying to
Oh
stop.
my
Oh my goodness.
Are you
I like
serious?
double stuff Oreo.
You're a good Christian girl.
I am now.
Not
Oh
with
my
those
goodness.
things.
Monkey Brewster. The
I like
naughty
you even
version.
better now.
True
She does
EBT.
look like Punky. Yeah, Salami
Yeah.
Bride. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yes.
remember that Punky
It's real
Brewster. Yeah. Yeah, that's
No, but
trouble. I
that's-
never
I'm
trust
glad
a
that
woman
you're
like
getting
that.
to move and you ain't got to deal with that no more, man. I need to move myself really
Damn.
quickly.
Did I freeze? Oops.
Did you hear the
Yes,
conversation
you
we were having about government
That's the
assistance?
Peggy.
Oh, is that what we're talking about tonight?
Earlier we
Peggy
were talking
Bundy
about
hairstyle.
Sir, you ain't right. You ain't right.
Yeah, I am so right. Well, I
Ryan
didn't
said everybody deserves better.
realize Mr. Beans was not already taken, or I wouldn't have done that to him.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
But
no.
I'm gonna put.
If I wasn't even if she just wasn't here, I would have went all the way in. Because it's just for play. But
What do you mean by that?
This is all. If
What do
anybody
you mean
is
by
watching,
Not all the way in.
if
Oh my
anybody
God.
is watching, we do this for fun. It's just, yeah, I was
That's
my
wild.
blame me,
That's
please.
wild.
I will take full responsibility.
Mar-a-Lago
Do
lips
not
is
stop me
crazy.
in trouble.
Hey,
Hey,
Sarah.
somebody go on
Yeah,
the
I
front
heard
of
you.
my
I
back.
am now.
Mr.
Guess
Beans,
what?
what do you mean you would have
Hold on.
I
Sarah, guess
heard you.
what I got into today?
What? Say that again.
Guess what I got into today?
What'd you get into?
My old dancer pants, girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, my old dancer pants, girl. I like,
Hey,
yeah,
I didn't see
baby.
it. I didn't see it.
She
Show
heavy
me
at
one
the
more time.
top, but light at the
What?
bottom. I
Yeah.
get
Look at that.
As a
There you
matter of
go.
fact, Sarah, I have to get out of here now.
One
There
more
you
time for
go.
the kids in the back.
No, I'm
Wait.
good. I'm good
One
right
more
now.
time for
What's
the
that, Mr.
because I
Bean?
was
I gotta
looking
be able to
away.
move
Yeah.
Yeah,
later.
can you
I'm
explain
going
in vivid
away. I
detail,
don't
by
get
the
to
Hold
way?
on, everybody stop. Go ahead, Mr. Beans.
Yeah, so yeah, my lady's here now from work, so I gotta do my attention thing. So
Damn, Eva's mad.
thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. Dope conversation to the panel. Probably one of the top 2 panels I ever been on.
Really?
Great communication.
you.
Everybody was fair. Everybody seemed true and honest to their opinions, man. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to my man Powder Dusty. Shout out to Nova. Great to see you again.
That's
Kinetic
sweet.
Kel, I love your energy. Keep doing what you're doing. My man Bad Gemini in the building. What's going on, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. And everybody else.
Don't, first off, don't give him this spill. He's leaving. He knows that more than 2 brothers on the panel. Just get out of here. I'm here to take over. You're welcome.
Yeah, they can only be
Like
one.
he's trying to
It's
be
a one
all.
black man minimum.
This
Oh,
is
no.
a token from
I
you.
appreciate you, Sarah.
Thank
Be
you
safe,
so
man.
much,
I just
Mr.
subbed up.
Beans. I really appreciate your time tonight.
Oh,
Absolutely. Love
Mrs. Beans,
everybody.
please say
man.
hi.
Yep.
That was a threat.
I'm gonna drop his channel, by the way.
Oh my
guys.
gosh.
Give him some
Hey
love.
Ryan, what do you think about the government shutdown?
I mean, I think the Republicans need to negotiate with the Democrats and get us out of this shit. I mean, Donald Trump
negotiate
had.
with terrorists.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
but
Donald
then
Trump got us into the longest government shutdown in American history, and right now we are living through the second longest in his
So
second
why
term.
is it why is it the Republicans issue and not a Democratic issue? Because
So-
it's a Democratic shutdown.
when you say it's a democratic shutdown, I don't know what you mean by that. But what's happening
Because
is
Chuck Schumer shut it down because he wants the illegals to have Medicare.
I mean, do you really believe that?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, I think what's actually happening is that there was the big beautiful bill that passed and made major cuts to Medicaid, and there was an expiring tax regarding the ACA. There's something expiring about the ACA. I can't remember the specific thing. And so what's happening is the Democrats were trying to negotiate because the Republicans said they were just doing a clean CR, but it's not really
They
clean.
didn't want to give illegals full health care benefits.
Well,
yes.
illegals weren't getting those benefits, regardless of
Yes,
what
they
the
were.
Democrats.
Yes, yeah, they're getting them.
Wait, illegal immigrants are getting health care if they go to an ER, yes, but we don't.
Yeah.
But that's. I mean, would you rather they just die in the hallway?
Well, I'd
that's
rather
part
die
of
outside.
like
Because
that's-
those are your choices, by the way.
But that's an obligation, right? Like we would never turn away anyone at the ER. Like you don't even have
Exactly.
to prove insurance or anything when you walk in the door.
But
Exactly.
people
But
gotta pay
the
for
point
it,
the point
and
is, Sarah,
it
that the point is that's what when the Republicans point to illegals getting health care funded, like that's what they're talking about. The Democrats aren't fighting to give like the ACA or Medicare or whatever to illegal immigrants. That has nothing to do with that's not what the
No, it's the
negotiations
Republicans
are about at
fighting
all.
Against it. It's the
What?
Republicans saying that we don't want to give the illegal immigrants. So I worked at a hospital, and I was working security, and I had someone come up to me, and they didn't speak any English, none at all. And I found out that she was giving birth. So what did I have to do? I gave her directions to the emergency room, and I'm pretty sure she gave birth, and they didn't pay a dime.
Okay.
So
So
kind
what
of
am-
is what Trump is cutting out of the situation. Is that
That's not, but the Republican bill doesn't even change that, right? Like people still will be able to give birth in a hospital, like even if they don't speak English, right?
Yeah, of course. They need it.
So it has nothing to do with the government shutdown. Frankly, like let's be clear about this. The Republicans are lying about this. They're just lying.
There are American citizens that give birth and then don't pay a dime. It's not. It's not.
And
something
don't speak
that
English.
only
that
illegals
I'm
do.
unaware of.
And we're gonna go for about another half hour, and then we'll kick out of here. I've been up all day. I'm a little tired actually, but
So have I.
just so everyone
No.
knows.
Sleep is for the weak.
It is for the week.
Sleep is for the weak.
Yeah, as in
People
sleep
like
for a whole
You're
week
Gary.
straight.
You're being
Money
quite
don't grow on
society.
The
trees.
weak guy. What'd you say?
You're being
Uh,
quite committed to society lately, and I approve of it.
Oh, did you see what I did last night?
I did. I restreamed some of it.
Oh shit.
Oh, nice.
What'd
I
you
put
do
it up
last
for remembrance
night?
because
No anonymity there.
What'd you
I
do
put it up-
last night, Trippy?
Oh,
Pumping up Lotion Gate.
I said a lot of things I can't say on your stream.
I,
That's what I did last
only-
night.
I
Lots
only
of
caught the
terms,
parts when you
TOS
were sharing
violations.
screen.
You know,
Yeah.
The important
But
parts.
said a lot
Yeah,
of
no.
things.
I've
Flo,
really
what's
been
going on?
enjoying watching you.
Floyd, what's going on in the YouTube streets today?
Today, I woke up at like 6 p.m., went straight online because people at NPC the Games were talking about me, and then I left there because I had an audio issue, and before I bounced back in, I checked out to see what was going on elsewhere because it was kind of.
Before we find out what's going on, I just want to remind everyone that you can support the stream with super chats or memberships or gifted memberships, and it's so appreciated. My boy Umbreon, he really loves food. This is a big thing for wiener dogs. I don't know if you know this, but wiener dogs love to eat food. And if you want to help me feed my wiener dog, you can give me some of your money so that I can put it in. I can convert it at the store into puppy food, and then he will convert it into poop. And it will also make him a little bit live longer. So, give me money, is what I'm saying.
Oh God, that guy
Yeah.
used to literally. I had to talk to him and he changed what he was doing after that. But he would take my debates and he would make videos where he would like play the debate and then he'd pop in, like just pop up on screen maybe every 20 minutes and say like, yeah, this was good that he did this here, and then he'd pop back out. And so it was like
Yeah,
literally
that's not
playing my entire debate. And so I had to reach out to him. I was like, hey, like this is not copyright safe what you're doing. You need to fix it to where it's transformative. And
Is
he's
this a
like,
weird
well,
Chinaman that jumped in?
No, that's no. But
China Man is
but
crazy.
He was like, well, he's like, well, like, my audience doesn't like it when I say too much. But I'm like, this is copyrightable. Like, I can copyright strike you. So he changed his ways after that. But I was like, dude, dude, stop. And he's like,
Convert your
well, but
dollars
aren't
into
you getting
Umbreon poop
people
today.
from it? I'm like, it's not the point. You're like, if you're gonna do that, maybe get a clip. I could understand if you're doing a little clip or something, but like you're not adding anything to the conversation. You're not being transformative. You're just copying my video, uploading it, and maybe saying something every 20 minutes. That ain't even right.
Yeah.
My buddy Adonis Paul just did a review for a Speakeasy song live on his his live stream right now.
Like, bro, I don't have enough motion for you
sorry, I
to
got
do
so
my
quiet.
entire pod, you dickhead. Fuck right off. Especially not without. Show me the money.
I've never heard Speakeasy's music.
Good for you, man.
my whole YouTube commentary sphere, they all like.
Okay, I didn't know.
It's actually.
I
remember hearing it.
Shit.
On that inner tube in the ocean.
I remember
makes
hearing
AI
it before. I don't
music
think it was
look
really all
really
that bad,
good.
to be honest.
That's what he does.
I don't think it was like the worst
AI
shit
music
ever.
look amazing.
AI music, okay.
No,
okay.
Speakeasy,
I wish him the
Speakeasy made
best
actual
success.
music, but I don't think it was that.
I mean, he's a musician. I like
You're right, I
music.
get it.
I make music.
Ryan is not part of this beef. Ryan is escaping.
No. I'll throw.
no,
Look,
no.
I don't care. Look, dude, last time I was on, Speakeasy was a bitch. Like, I don't care. But like, I'm just saying genuinely, like, as a hip hop fan, myself.
Can you maybe just try and not cause more issues after like the week?
Why would I ever do that? This has been the best, like one of the best things that happened.
Maybe just like don't throw. Like,
Ryan, get in
It's
there.
it's kind of been awesome. I've had a fantastic week. What do you mean? Why would I ever back down?
Because maybe they're not here to defend themselves, so you could just, and that's like the thing that
I think
maybe
that's fair. I think that's fair.
No, that's
Callie.
not fair. He's a whole ass bitch. He
You know
won't
what?
let. He wouldn't let. He probably wouldn't let us
Okay,
have.
you guys are so short-sighted
They
and
look at this as a
selfish.
thinking shit.
I said the least mean
right,
thing
right,
about
right,
him.
right,
I defended his music.
Alex, he did. That's fair. I think that's fair. Alexander says federal law
Thank you
requires
again,
that ERs treat anyone that is critical, regardless of insurance or ability to pay.
That's exceptionally true.
Medicaid covered for those that don't pay because we mandated it.
Mhm.
Correct.
I Kinetic Kel, I will give you asked to do this while he's here or whatnot. I attempted to get on his live stream last night and he muted me,
But also, you know
and then
that our
kicked me
girl
out.
has had a little bit of shit this week. So just let me speak, like, and finish, right? For having, like, someone seemed to have a really big problem with, despite the fact that maybe you can't talk to him, people airing out their grievances.
Yeah,
on
that's
their
fine.
show is what people were upset about. So
Yeah.
maybe don't do the same thing later that week. Maybe just
No, I don't want
if
to.
you have
What are
a
you
problem,
talking
that's totally okay to like fire up your live stream and bitch
Kel,
about it.
you're just wrong.
Just
here.
like
You're just
just
wrong.
don't
in
be
this.
so short-sighted and selfish. That's all. It's just
No,
a
like
little
that's
bit
why I
of
said I
selfish.
can't say certain things
Let
on
Dusty
Sarah's
cook.
channel.
Let Dusty
It's
cook.
just like fire up your own live stream. You know?
I did.
Perfect timing, Kazak.
So here, I'll just. Kel, I got the link I want to share in the back.
My man.
Because you're trying to police our speech about Speakeasy, it just makes me want to spread my shit talking about Speakeasy further and wider without letting him have a chance to defend himself. Because he's a bitch, and he wouldn't let us have a chance to defend ourselves. And you and Trippy were over there having for like 4 hours the other day, having a fucking struggle session. It was wild.
Yeah,
Did
I
you know
agree.
that he has?
Go
Did
ahead.
you know he has 3 kids that he doesn't take care of?
Okay, I'm not interested in that particular brand of shit talking. I
Okay,
mean,
but
I was
then
very
you like
frustrated.
taxes.
I was very frustrated on that panel because it's just endless gaslighting. People are like,
Flo didn't like destroy my channel enough. He wants to just dig right in even harder.
yeah. I mean, I think everyone there was. I think
People
tonight we
were
saw very
parents-
clearly.
were-
We saw very clearly tonight that like me being on a panel is not like the destruction of the panel. I'm not this like insane bad faith interlocutor that people accuse me of being. And in fact, the people who are not here as much for whatever reason that Dusty and I can take full responsibility for, those are the people who are actually making the panels insufferable. Those are actually the people who are ruining these conversations, who are making it impossible to actually have any sort of discourse, meaningful or otherwise. We saw that in action the other day on Speakeasy's panel, and the entire time they were pointing at me and saying it was my fault. But it's just gaslighting, pure and simple.
They're all cry bullies
Thank you,
and
Nawaz.
bitches and gaslighters. I did enjoy watching it though, because you and Trippy are kind of hard for them to gaslight. They weren't really getting anywhere, were they?
No, I mean I'm used to it, right? Like I've been doing this for a long time. Like I spend so much of my time on these panels, like dealing with the same thing. Like they think they're gonna like suddenly get under my skin in this one instance. Like I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of silly, to be honest. Like it's like playing a video game for me, you know, like arguing with 5 people who are trying to convince me that there's something wrong with what I'm saying, and I'm just being completely clear, or that I'm like lying, or like they're literally misrepresenting something I say and then telling me I'm bad faith because I said I made a joke or something. Like whatever. This is my life.
How much do you think Andrew is regretting his miscalculation right now regarding the panel verse?
I don't think so, not yet. But I think ultimately he will. I think that what we're gonna see is that conversations like these will start to become more prevalent, and this channel is going to grow faster and larger, and it's going to be a space where people actually do have cross-ideological conversation, and it's not just a space where Andrew and his simps can come crush the lefties by yelling over us, and which is exactly what Rob was crying about, and that's exactly what they are no longer here to do. So I don't know. I think we're going to.
The analogy that I've made is that like having Andrew attack the panel verse, which is undefined entirely, it's like pissing off a homeless camp next door to your house. Right? Why would you do that to people who have nothing to lose when you've got something to lose? I look forward to the continued erosion.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I totally agree. I mean, I think it's there's tons of people who are they're shitting on these people who have nothing better to do except for I like your offer, right? Like pay I think you raised it to $200, right? $200 a week to not shit on the Crucible all the time. I think it's a good offer. In fact, I think in the future you should raise the price.
Cheap. Yeah, it might be too cheap actually.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice to sit and bask in the work that we did together on that panel. We completely. I mean,
we need more
Rob,
triumphant background music.
Yeah, I mean, I saw
Which,
Rob.
by the way, I don't know if you saw earlier. Rob had when I looked at Rob's, he had 72 viewers.
Yep.
And Andrew had 7.9 thousand. So this will work. When when Andrew's playing, the bots aren't hanging out over there. The night before that, Rob was rocking like 600 or something. It's just stupid.
Yeah, well, I was literally gonna point out that as well. Like when I saw that Rob's doing like a podcast with Spiro, who is another one of these people who loves to throw my name out and stomp it through the mud whenever he gets a chance. Total loser. And basically he's over there doing a podcast with Rob Noor. No one was watching that shit. And until Crucible raided in, right? But I don't think anyone. I saw, like you said, there were 7,000 people watching the Crucible. When I looked over and I saw it was post raid, there were 1,000 people or so. So 6,000 people got sent over, and they were like, "I'm out of this shit. Fuck this," you know. Like,
have you had peach knee high?
I can't say I haven't had any knee high, peach or otherwise. Is it good?
It's the best pop on earth. I'm not even paid by them. And yes,
you should be. Get that sponsorship deal.
Yep. All right. Anything else, Kazak, you want us to talk about? High five, buddy. Good job taking down the.
Good work, man.
Whatever, how it works.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Ryan? How you doing?
Again, I'm fantastic. I've had a really good week, to be honest. Like, I've been listening to like all these drama channels and stuff cover a debate that I did, frankly, really well in when you watch the full thing. And I also, another thing for the, I know the Rob fans some of them are here, right? Go watch what Rob uploaded with him and Dusty is literally ends 3 minutes before Rob rage quits the debate. Like he cut that off right before.
So
he
Ryan,
left.
Ryan, the only critique I got with you is as a viewer is you speak really fast and you talk really fast, but
I agree,
bro. I can't even. I'm an Andrew fan, but fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what do you make of this? Like all this drama.
I mean, I think that you, Flo, Sarah, like, I think it's blown out of proportion to make views. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but what doesn't make sense is because we didn't start this, right? The person who needs to make views the least is the catalyst here.
And that's what's weird about it is like because the one that needs to make views the least, they also were the ones that busted everyone down and said, "Oh, you guys don't got this, you guys don't got that, you guys don't do this." But it's like you're giving them clout.
That's okay. I'll trade visibility for visibility here.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten quite a bit of clout throughout this. Again, I'm seeing all these channels that I usually am consuming. Suddenly, they're talking about my debate. They're talking about my content. Well, some of them are mocking me, but I mean, like, or at least like riffing on me because they don't know me very well, and they're like, "Oh, Radical Coder, like, he's been around for a minute. He's not going anywhere." But I think my channel's been growing quite fast recently. So.
Plus, I really like being in like attack mode. It's just my personality. I really like attacking up. It's so. It doesn't even like aside from any pragmatic ends, I just enjoy it.
I'll add.
Well,
I think Sarah.
You're kind of like I'm kind of curious about your background and what your views are, politically and socially.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I consider so. I'm probably closest to libertarian. I consider I don't believe in a lot of government programs. Economically, I'm conservative. Socially, I'm fairly liberal. I think that we should all be able to protect our crack house with our machine guns, and keep all the profits.
Yeah, that's right.
Amen to that.
Damn straight.
You've been on debates with Andrew on his side before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought I saw some of that, and that's where I was getting at.
I got one thing to say. Flo, we should leave his kids out of it. All right, let's leave his kids out of it. He put that bait out there.
No, but nobody talked.
Easy put that bait out there by uploading a music video where he showed them. Okay, I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose, but I think he would try to say he did. But anyway, I would rather call him short.
Alexander says we cannot mandate the hospital treats people and not reimburse them. Either remove the mandate and let the hospital decline you at the ER, or keep it and pay them for their work.
100%. And really, the important takeaway from this is that what Alex is talking about here, and this has nothing to do with the negotiations that are going on. The Democrats are not advocating for making the hospitals treat people or treat illegal immigrants against like the will of like Republicans. This isn't in the CR. It's not in the big beautiful bill. Like this has nothing to do with the negotiations. Okay, when the government is about to shut down, the Congress is supposed to negotiate how to keep it from shutting down. Right now, the Republicans have decided, we can use this to make the Democrats look bad, and Democrats are saying, well, people are losing their health care, and we want to negotiate to make sure less people lose health care.
But Ryan, who is losing their health care?
American citizens.
Citizens?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Yes, poor people, poor American citizens. The big beautiful bill made major cuts to Medicaid. Yeah.
Yeah, the Medicaid to the illegal.
No, you're just wrong. Medicaid was not going to illegal immigrants. Medicaid has nothing to do with illegal immigrants. I promise you.
Oh my God, my camera caught a little kitty cat jumping over my fence.
Oh,
nice.
It's so cute. Hey, little guy.
We love a kitty, but Kazak,
sorry.
So no, I really encourage you. Like, dig into this. I want you to find where you're getting that information from, and like try to like follow it down the line, and like figure out like is that true?
Johnson is where I was getting a lot of it from.
Well, I would say like try to find a better source because Mike Johnson's a fucking liar.
Well, that's the Speaker of the House. I don't know where to go from
there.
Isn't
that concerning?
Well,
I mean, you can call anybody you want to call a liar.
Schumer, who is. Hold on, I know Sarah. I saw some things get cut.
Schumer.
I don't want to do a
Amy
one-on-one.
Schumer's cousin or uncle or whatever he is.
What's that?
No, I didn't want to do a one-on-one with Ryan, but no. The thing is if they what 23? It's 23
the baby
days.
Oil.
23 days without baby oil, Trippy, you stupid fuck. 23 days.
Gosh.
Second longest in history, and the first one was under Trump 1. What's the common denominator here? It's not the Democrats.
I don't know about that, man. Can you prove
I
it?
mean, what do you mean? It literally, it's
You're
Donald
on the
Trump. He's been
affirmative.
president
You
both
have to
times.
make that
No,
Can you prove
the
it? You can't
prove
prove
it.
it negative.
The prove it is the Democrats. They want to have health care for illegals, and then the Republicans, they're
Not all
like,
Democrats.
Well, this is
well, that's
this
where
is
the
a
bill
positive.
comes. We're
In
talking
all
about the
fairness,
bill.
in all
The ones
fairness,
in power do.
this is a positive claim that you are making. So if there is proof, the burden lays on you.
And what I'm asking you,
that,
Kazak,
Clay?
to do is investigate whether or not Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, MAGA Mike Johnson, whether or not he is providing proof of this claim or whether he's just asserting it. That's what I want you to dig into.
Oh, I don't have
That's
the
your homework.
proof on it. I don't. Sorry,
No,
Clay.
and that's fair. It's fair. And then essentially at that point, you would say, I believe this is happening. And that's
I believe
fair.
Clay can back me up because he's on my side.
I am not. I do not believe
Kel's like a
that
progressive,
illegal
but
immigrants
she's
are
like
receiving any type of
I mean, she's
funding
young, but
from
she
Medicare.
sometimes leans into, like,
because
the, I'm not
Medicare
like the
has
other
a
lefties, you know,
specific
kind of meme.
use, and it is
You
not
don't-
to fund health care.
It's mine.
Illegal
You don't
immigrants.
believe Clay? When an illegal immigrant goes to the ER, you don't think that they get free health care?
So the ER system that we have in this country is essentially as far as you're going to go with that. Illegal immigrants, they essentially are in hiding, right? They're not going to be able to do a lot of things. What they're doing is they're going to their under the table job, and then they're going back home
She's
after they
progressive,
stop and get a cerveza.
I think
you
she's
know that's what they're
Maybe
doing.
not like
they're
a-
working.
So when they have a baby, what happens?
Thanks for the reminder.
If they have a baby, right, then they go.
Maybe not like a strict, like fleshed out worldview progressive, but like, I mean, she has progressive values. Like, your channel is growing fastly. Did I say fastly? Maybe I did. I think so. Recently, yeah. Like, most of my growth has been in the last couple of months, to be honest. And when I've been streaming a lot, and it's because of the work I've been putting in, not because Andrew or whatever, like people were saying in Sarah's chat.
Because essentially you are required to give documentation at the ER, and they can easily find out that you are not a U.S. citizen. So either
What's
way,
gonna
it's a
happen?
risk.
When the baby's born, they can't give a
Yeah,
return for that.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, they can't. Well, they can pay for it. They can,
No, even if
but
they
that
can't,
doesn't
they
mean that
can't
they
pay
will.
for it. What are they gonna do?
Well, so and
But
this
true.
this is where I actually have to agree with Ryan, because I would rather them have the baby. I don't want them to not have the baby. Like that's what are they going to do? Just keep it in the womb?
Or kill it.
Put away.
Stay
never
there.
said
You're
don't.
illegal. Stay
You
there.
need a trash bag like
No,
they
I
normally
never said
do.
don't have the baby. What I'm
God,
what
right.
I'm saying is the baby's born, but we pay for it. I'm not.
And that's
against-
fine with me. And I'm happy to have a new American citizen.
Just a
Oh.
prom.
No,
Now,
thank
I mean,
you.
unless
I don't want any
the
more
baby's
infant
changing
babies.
it.
We don't need any more of that. Thank you.
They want to take away birthright citizenship. So what are we even talking
I'm
about?
quite
They're
all
trying.
right with it, and here's why. Because if the baby is born in the United States, yeah, it might go home to grandma and grandpa, which is actually a custom in many Latino countries. However, if it stays here, it will be raised with American values, with American principles. It
Wait,
will go
you
to
said many
our
Latino
schools. It will be
countries
educated
too?
to be a decent human being and be educated on the value of American law and rights, which
You
is
said many
something that,
Latino
to be
countries.
quite honest,
Thank you.
the far
I
right
misspoke
is
if I said
lacking.
fastly, Benjamin.
The far right
Obviously.
is
I
lacking
didn't mean to.
understanding of what rights are in this country.
So
Rights
this
are
has nothing
law.
to do with me and
You
Ryan
said
because
many
that's what I was
Latino
agreeing with,
countries.
Clay.
Can you name two?
Yeah, with Clay, that's what I was agreeing with. So I don't see what the disturbance is
Name
besides
Yeah.
Kinetic Cal's over
Cal.
there having a seizure. What's up, Cal?
two. He said
And for
I
the
think
record,
many
I've
Latino-
got our lovely Alexander backstage. He's such a strong supporter. If somebody could help kick somebody else off so that he can make his way up to the stage, that'd be lovely.
That'd be Alexander.
Let's hear
Lovely.
Cal's stance on babies
Oh, wait.
being born.
Hold on, let me
because-
actually hold on. He wants to talk about the hospital. Daniel, I dropped you for just a minute since it sounds like you're doing something. Hey, Alexander.
No,
Good to
all
see
I
you,
said
Alex.
was he said
Yeah,
in
Daniel's
many
smoking crack.
Clay said in many Latina countries. I just asked him to name 2 Latina countries.
Latino. Well, I meant to say Latino.
Okay.
Go ahead, Alexander. Go ahead, Alexander.
Kel, Kel,
please,
name
please,
2
Alex-
Latina countries. Kel.
Hold on. Alexander, are you with us?
Kel.
What?
Llama has 2 L's.
That's true. I've
Did
heard
Trippy
that.
really
It does.
cover his mouth with both his hands?
Alexander,
You guys want to see Weenie?
are you talking?
Yeah, we can't hear you, Alexander.
Do you have
Something wrong with
a
the
mic muted on your end or something?
Kel queefed like 6 times.
Hmm.
And actually, the funny part is I blew a lot of the guys. Fuck you.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
So, anyways, we were talking
got no
about
kind of control.
No, he
we're
totally
talking
did
about
it.
Bad Gemini and his
Alexander gives a lot of money
enslaved
to Wick
relatives.
TV.
I was. No, I was trying to understand what Kel was going with there when she was trying to ask me about Latino countries. What I don't understand what
Yeah,
that was
because
about.
you said as in many Latina
I think that was a clip,
countries.
Josh.
And I said, can you just name 2 of the Latina countries you're talking or Latino countries you're talking about?
We're talking about
All
like
I know is
Mexico or
how-
something.
Latin America.
No, when you were on your
That's his
can you, like,
resume
back it up for
cover.
a second? Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Mexico's one of them. Here, Guatemala, Venezuela. I did a third one for you.
Oh,
Sorry,
All I know
just
is that
ChatGPT is
I'm
a
so
great
glad
tool.
after like 20 minutes.
Amen.
Hey, no, Kel, you should
have
name
an
us 2
answer
more.
for me, and you, like,
Oh,
forget-
let's
like,
see.
no, that you
Let's
didn't know
see.
that.
Alexander, have you figured? Oh no, you muted again. You figured out? You got to unmute.
Powder
Whatever.
Dusty just hates Gemini so much.
Really?
Does it?
No, that's not true. Look, I get along with everybody. I'm here to be eye candy. Like, y'all don't understand. Sarah gives me the
That's
heads
what I'm
up,
here
like,
for.
look, these degenerates don't look that great. Ryan has great hair, I give him that, but we all understand his manufacturer. He uses like a whole gallon of mousse to establish that look, so we
Yeah, like
don't
once a
count
week.
him.
Finger.
Powdered Dusty does not use Dark and Lovely because he's not a brother, but if he could, I wouldn't be opposed to it. So he keeps the
burning.
great
I like-
for his beard. So I
I
thank you
like
for
black
that.
ice.
Yeah, and then when it comes to Clay, I mean NASCAR reject. We've seen those dime a dozen PBRs in his chest behind him. Like, drink that. I'm here for Tits
I am
McGee.
eye
She's a extravagant woman. When I look at her, I understand that she reminds me of every young guy's favorite inflatable. I loved it. Like when I was young, that's the
Jesus,
inflatable. I
that's
would
so
want
out of
now.
pocket.
Like she's immaculate. Like there are about 10 guys that have an inflatable that
Are
look
we
just
dead
like
ass?
her.
Trippy's
We need
So
to
it's
start
true.
Are you
I
telling
love
me?
it.
Is this a merch
I love it.
idea?
It is a
Look,
merch
you know what?
idea.
I'm
Gemini, is
leaving
this a
alone
merch
Tits.
idea?
I'm sorry. I'm here for Sarah.
Like,
Sarah is
way
the
to
most.
dehumanize her right off the bat. Wow.
No, I
Oh, calm down.
apologize. You know what? I was here for the host, and that's Sarah. And she doesn't have her standard bangs. She has like a swoop curl to it. That is gorgeous. I love that. So I give you a compliment. Like you
I love
and
the
John
bangs.
Gruden.
Such a dork.
She looks like John Gruden's daughter right now. I love it. Like her, you got Chucky and then female
What up,
Chucky.
cuz?
So she is
We love
perfect.
the,
So
we
I
love
love
the
you.
visors and the sunglasses indoors at night with like I don't
You
know. how
should
many
love
things
it.
you've had.
I like the
Look,
I like the
drink
heterosexual
PBR.
energy.
Hello, fellow
Look,
kids.
let me tell you. Do you not understand this is
Hello,
official?
fellow kids.
This is a
Hell,
Bugle
you
Boy
were so
shirt,
rude
like
to him
legitimate.
last time.
This
Nice
is a
shades,
legitimate
Ryan.
Bugle Boy shirt
Really?
right
I
here.
haven't
stand
seen
on
Bugle
it.
Boy in
I
a
probably
long
had a
time.
reason.
Bro.
That's
That's
what I'm
awesome.
trying to
No,
tell
this
you.
is
That's
good.
This
awesome.
is
Now I never been
official
rude.
Bugle Boy right here. So that's what I rock. I'm for everybody. We rock
thanks,
everything.
you,
I got
bro.
my
That's the
Bugle
sweetest
Boy
thing you've ever
and my
said to me.
trucker hat. And if I had a lifted
Thank you,
truck, you would
Bugle
like
Boy.
me even more. But unfortunately, it's not your fault, Kinetic. But anyhow,
No, you
so
seem
I'm
like you do
gonna
a
let
lot
you.
of overcompensating, boy. Like you
I
just
have
like you're
to.
insecure
I
in your
have to.
masculinity.
I have to make people comfortable because when you walk in a room with a schlong like me, a lot of people. So I was like, let me make everything else
It's
big to
hard,
match
you know.
what I
All
got
dicks
going on.
matter. My
So
friend,
that's
As a
what I
man
do.
I get
who
it.
likes to show off his
I
wiener,
get
So I
it.
I
make
hear you.
everything else
Hard
big
to
to
like.
balance it out.
No,
Yeah.
it's hard to be
Ryan, wait a
supporting
minute.
yourself when you got a micro.
Wait a minute. Did Ryan?
Bella's trying to crash
It's
out
like, why
so
have
hard
one
right
big
now.
thing when you can have
Nice.
10 big things? So I do that to make everybody comfortable. Everything else has to be big along with it. So
Okay.
you're welcome, Kinetic. So
I wasn't
yeah,
looking at the screen, Ryan. That shit was funny. I heard it out of context. I didn't see the dog. He was like, as a man who likes to show off his wiener.
Oh, I didn't show the
agree.
dog.
Sarah, you
Oh,
caused this
okay.
trouble. I was being behaved. I was you with your look. The favorite thing I love about your eyebrows. Everything I think about Jim
Holy
Carrey when he paid the Grinch like that. Every time I see your eyebrows, like I love it. Like, the fact that you're not green right now.
Dude, you look washed up. You look like someone that was like close to T-Pain, like in his
I can hear
entourage
a
in the
mouse.
very beginning, and then never made it.
Oh, Kinetic is still beef with me. I gave her compliments.
Gemini, my
Kinetic,
chat
don't
called you
beat
Timu
me.
Blade.
I love Kinetic. Kinetic, don't do that. I was really trying not to be
out
on you
before,
guys.
Gemini.
Do you know who you're talking to? How are you gonna like walk out and disrespect like one of the most, bro? We all like get to.
You know
her
what? She got mad, and I told her she
pray
was.
that we
I said she was a
all
great
Sarah
looking woman,
does,
and she's
I
like,
remember this.
"You shamed all other women. How dare you say I look good and the rest of the women don't look good because we have ugly and good looking people in this."
Say that.
Yeah,
I remember this.
Fuck my wiener. Fuck my
It was like
wiener.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
I said
Yeah,
you were
you
cute,
remember
Kinetic.
that.
You know,
Insane.
I'm not into girls.
There's a
but I
lot
said
of
you're
shade
cute.
being thrown in this room right now. I feel it. I feel there's
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
all coming
of
from
shade.
Kinetic Hell. All of
You
it.
gotta
Did
put
not
down
hear
the
it.
glass.
Maybe
Bubba.
you didn't hear it.
No, I can't put down the glass. This is look. On Thursday nights, I drink enough to make a lot of military vets feel like, you know what, I need to sober up. I do all
You're
the
being
drinking
rude
for
to
them.
girls. That's not very.
Why
There's
can't
no
you
way I
bring
can be
up
rude to girls.
Trippy,
Y'all went
do
and
it.
got
Are you a girl
sunglasses.
or are you a woman? Tell me this.
Trippy.
Are you a girl
Trippy,
or
do you have
a woman?
sunglasses for your guy? Come on.
I'm a grown
No, while you guys were getting sunglasses, I went and gave my character some baby
Pour it
oil.
in your eyes.
So,
I had a feeling.
Dang.
Oh God.
Diddy must be on scene. That's a lot of baby oil right there. That's a
Yeah, it's a
lot
big
of
bottle.
baby oil.
Daniel, we're gonna try again with Alexander. I'm gonna put you backstage for a second.
Daniel has to do
All right.
that
All
crap.
right,
make so.
Alexander, we got you.
Yep, I can hear y'all.
Yay! I hope you're wearing sunglasses too.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'll go grab some quick.
I have to draw mine.
Go ahead. You wanted to talk about the hospital thing. Bring us back to
Oh.
the actual topic.
Yeah, so the point is that right now the government mandates that hospitals treat anyone who goes to the ER. So if you go to an ER, they have to treat you if you have a life-threatening condition. Okay, if you're somebody who can't pay for that ER, then the hospital has to write that off, and the government usually subsidizes them through Medicaid.
Mhm.
What
They
we're
do
talking
payment
about,
plans.
huh?
They do payment plans also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if the person can do payment plans.
Correct.
Sure.
If they cannot, then they will, subsidize.
Yep. What we're talking about is getting rid of most of those subsidies, which means that hospitals who still are not allowed to turn patients away at the ER will have to treat them and then just lose on all the treatment expenses. For that reason, the cost of all healthcare is going to increase ridiculously because now they just have to eat all those costs. That's what we're talking about here. So we either have to
Oh,
remove the
shit.
mandate and let hospitals turn people away or not. Now, is this technically money going to illegal immigrants? Sure, they're probably the ones who use the hospitals the most and don't have any form of insurance and can't pay. But unless you want the hospital trying to figure out whether you have insurance when you're sitting there with a hole in your chest or something like that, this
Mhm.
seems like the bad way to go.
Wow.
You have a really nice voice, by the way.
Every now and then
Yeah, it's good to talk to you,
I miss the
Alexander.
toilet paper and I hit
Alexander,
my hand.
shoot your shot. That sounds like a speed date. Why we
Date
wasting
night, date
time?
night. I was
Any
thinking
woman
I
has
know.
time.
He was totally flirting with him.
Hey, can we give Gemini and
That
Ryan a
motherfucker's a
speed
whale.
Maybe.
For money.
He doesn't like me. I
have
refuse
big
to
money
do
around
that
him.
speed date with. Let me tell you, he's too practical.
I'll put Tits McGee in the middle of you guys. Just
I'll
to
moderate
make
you
it,
too.
just to make it
I
not
might
gay.
drool a little bit. Let me get a
That's,
napkin.
oh, it's okay, honey. I got a
I
napkin.
don't know,
for you.
but you don't have a great
Alexander-
reputation as a moderator.
Hold on,
so.
hold on, Alexander.
Oh,
so
really?
So Alexander, what would who'd we lose? Dusty. What
Flo
would
ran.
be kind of the he wasn't dual streaming anyway, so I appreciate him stopping by. What would be kind of like is there a solution outside of just don't change it?
Not really, other than providing universal health care so that the hospital always gets paid, which means costs don't have to go up for premiums.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Okay, but
that would just be more coverage.
let me ask you a question though. You're talking about universal health care for everybody when there's
Yes.
only maybe 34% of the working population in America to pay for it. Who pays for it? Where's all the money coming from?
Who's paying for it now?
Us, the ones who
Gotcha.
actually work.
Right, but we also pay for the
always
people
the
who end up in
people.
the ER, right?
All states are going bankrupt, right? Lots of states are going bankrupt, especially those who incentivize this type of crap, right? California,
Colorado.
New Mexico, Arizona, all of the western states that get infiltrated with.
I would say New
Bankrupt.
Mexico's going bankrupt from lawsuits. Not
No.
medical bills.
No. We're talking about system benefits and milking off the
think she's talking
system and draining
Gemini?
out
Yeah,
the
but-
resources. So,
But they're
You're
going
right.
bankrupt because of lawsuits.
I don't know that every state
No.
that's providing this is going bankrupt, but I
Can I
would
sue
say
Mexico?
that with adequate health care, people wouldn't have to wait till they're in a life-threatening condition to go to a doctor and get checked out. It's a lot cheaper to see a doctor and get a prescription than it is to go to the ER.
True.
I would say that this is a very, very small price to pay. Paying that a person who's not supposed to be here get a little bit of emergency care is a very, very small price to pay for the larger picture, which is that I get
Yeah,
to
I don't know
go
what they're talking about.
when it's time.
Yeah,
I don't think I can disagree fully with this.
If you're in a car accident and you're disfigured or they can't recognize who you are and they don't know if you have insurance, would they take you if they don't have a mandate to do so? Or would they not risk the loss?
That's the number one argument people have for.
oh shit, Ryan, you're mine now. You ready for this?
Everyone going
'Cause I'm
on
a handful,
standby.
baby.
What's going
I'm
on?
gonna get
Let's go. You're,
All right,
you're
before-
looking kind of masculine over there tonight, baby.
Well,
What's
thank
going
you.
on with
I do
you?
want to say I have been seeing someone, so I don't think. Listen, this isn't going to go anywhere. Okay, no, just to be clear.
My heart is now broken. I wanted to run my hands through your hair and mess it up.
I don't blame you. It is quite luscious, to be honest.
It's
But
very
yeah,
luscious.
well, I mean, I was being a little glib, but it's funny. It's funny, like the representation of that debate has been that like you were this biased moderator, but like realistically, like you were on the side of Trippy and Rob in that conversation, and when you did engage, you were supporting them, or like one of the questions was about like whether
I am I'm
refusing federal orders.
independent.
Sure.
I'm an independent, but I'm very kind of conservative, but I'm
Yeah.
independent because I don't trust either side, to be honest with you.
That's
Honestly.
fine. Well,
Yeah.
only one side's really in power right now, so again, that's definitely the one to put all the
Well,
skepticism.
the people of sure aren't in power at all now, are we?
Less now than ever.
Not really.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So, why? I was here for a date. I thought we were on a date. We're gonna master debater thing now. Is that what we're doing?
Well, I mean,
I'm not a
I
debater.
I like talking about politics. I mean, what do you want to talk about?
That's cool. That's cool. What you want to continue with the healthcare? That's fine. I'm okay with that.
No, it's
I'm a native-born Californian. I've seen it all. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Have you always?
And
So you've always been in California? You ever live anywhere else?
except for the last year and a half.
Okay. Where
yeah,
did you
I
go
moved-
from there?
Texas.
Texas. Oh, you just moved to Texas?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Why?
Mhm. Exactly the shit we're talking about. Immigration, overpopulation there. The actual cost of living is just through the roof.
It's expensive.
It's so expensive. Yeah, I used to support my entire family, and I would pay like almost $4K a month
Mm-hmm.
in rent. It's just like out. I'm done.
Yeah, I was in Burbank in
Were you?
2020. Yeah.
Oh,
like
God.
I moved there in January 2020, so like literally right when the pandemic hit. I moved
shit,
out there
I'm
right
sorry.
before the pandemic hit. Yeah, it was a very
Where-
bad time
where did
to
you
move
move
across the
from?
country. Florida. I drove my car from Florida to California, and then 3
That's
months
a long
later, the fucking
drive.
world ended. Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. I got to see a lot
How
of cool
long?
places.
How long did it take you to drive from point A to point B?
I spent about 2 weeks. I stopped in Colorado, hung out there for a while. I went like
right.
snowboarding. Learned that I don't like snowboarding. I face planted immediately.
How's your knees?
Well, I landed like on my like stomach, and I was just like.
You did?
Yeah,
Knocked
yeah. It was
the air
my
out,
I went down
didn't
like the bunny hill or whatever, and I was like, I'm done. I think I'm good. I didn't take lessons or anything. My friend worked there, so I just kind of dove in. But yeah, big mistake.
Well, I wanted to let you know I was very impressed with your debate that day when we all did that. You came very prepared, and I was very impressed with how you presented yourself. You were a very strong case.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I did a lot of study. I really did. Like,
I don't
was
dislike you,
nervous.
dude. You
Yeah,
do
yeah,
know
no,
I don't dislike you, right?
I didn't think you did. Yeah, I mean, especially.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I think we've definitely clashed in the past. But I mean, overall, I think like you, me, and Trippy, I feel like there's some camaraderie there for sure.
There's more camaraderie than you think, honey, honestly.
Is that a threat?
No. If you want it to be, maybe.
Uh-oh.
Are we still doing this, guys?
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, you want to see my wiener?
Yeah, show me. I picked mine up, but she's laying on the couch in the other room right now. She's
You
like
have a dog?
40 pounds. Yeah, it's a Frenchie.
A Frenchie? I love that.
Yeah,
What's,
she's in
what's her name?
She's in Nova.
No shot.
Yeah,
What if I name this guy Radical? Are you kidding me?
that would be kind of cool, actually. Don't you think?
No. That would be embarrassing.
Oh, I think it'd be
no,
kinda cool.
no offense. Well, was it okay? Was it Nova
my,
before
my
you
first name,
started the channel?
honey, my first name is actually Star.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So Nova, the channel name or your channel name's School of Thought, right? So it's not even.
Yeah.
But the name you go by, Nova Star, was that? Did you have the dog before you chose that name, or?
Yeah, it used to be my gamer handle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because everybody uses my name for everything, so it's never available. So I was like, Nova something, and reverse it. It's easier.
What kind of gaming?
A lot of PvP.
Like, I mean,
The
that's like every genre.
shooters.
Okay.
You know, like shooter stuff and like League of Legends and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I
I
prefer
don't
the
play WoW or anything.
Yeah, I don't either. But there's a Pokemon Unite. Are you aware of this Pokemon Unite?
I started playing that actually.
It's so good. I mean, it's just like League of Legends. I'm pretty sure Tencent also makes it, right? It's the same company.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
but
played
it's
it a couple of times.
very,
and then my
very
PC
good.
died, so I don't have a PC.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I main Decidueye. I don't know if you know that character, but
No, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Bring us back, please, for the love of God. We've had enough.
He regrets that one. He's like, oh God. You notice I didn't play sexy time music on that one.
Thank you.
Ryan, stop touching your wiener.
I never watched
can't help
Ryan
myself.
masturbate so hard with his left hand.
I did it.
It was.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Nike glasses.
I love that. The shades are still on. Yeah, I love it.
My hat on too.
Well,
See,
that's just
The shades
now
are very
Keep it black.
70s.
nobody knows if I'm going bald.
Bad Gemini, what have you been up to, sir?
Look, I'm listening to y'all. Like y'all are very political. Like I'm just a regular smart guy that pretends to be hood because it gives me street creds. But then like I'm a confused situation. Ryan, I would like to be Ryan, but then I understand the dog that he has. He attracts a certain type of woman that I would not date. So kudos to Ryan. He knows his lane. I do not rock in that lane. When it comes to Tits McGee, she's very confident. But then when I hear her speak, I understand that when her boobs are having a bad
Let me tell
day,
you,
it's going to fall flat for
all
her,
types of
literally and
women
figuratively
like
speaking.
Umbreon.
So sorry, Tits McGee.
It's all right.
Sarah, you are lovely. I like when I see you with that. Your bangs are great, but I've seen you with dry bangs. I've seen you with a bad attitude and a very ruddy face. So that lets me know that you are too average like every other American woman. Daniel, I won't speak to you, Daniel. Daniel,
What?
look, who's this
Yes?
talking? Who's this talking?
I was
Is that
saying-
K-Zach?
Got Gemini?
Yeah.
K-Zach, I don't know over there.
K-Zach, you disrespected me because I was addressing these beautiful women and you uttered your mouth. I tried to, now I can't even give you a compliment. I hate you, and I'm going to get back to you in a second. Let me go on panel. So, Daniel, back to you. I like how you look, man. When I look at you, it looks like you don't know how to ride a motorcycle, but you continue to try, and you're going to break your leg one day. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I'd have a seizure, and then I'd fall off.
Please don't try to ride a motorcycle.
I
Thumpy
won't.
Weevil sending love and says, "Oh, I missed the sunglass hang." All you have to do, Thumpy Weevil, to make it a sunglass hang is randomly put sunglasses on and make it like conspicuous but obvious that you're trying to yield the sunglass gang.
Yeah, but it doesn't
we will
land
be
fuzzy.
here. Just like I
Right.
have like
Gemini.
10
I just-
pairs
wait,
sitting
that's
in
way
my
too
little
long.
prop box. This is the cool kids club.
I love it.
Gemini, I'm gonna rob you so bad, bro.
Not according to the
I'm
crucible.
I defer to
Let's
you.
not talk
please.
shit on the women that code her
Alexander,
dates, huh?
we can get back to the hospital thing. We're just we this is the ADHD
No.
panel
I was
time
just.
now.
I'm sure there's other people who want to jump in and talk. So.
No,
I'm
we're
here
this
to
is chill
party.
time.
I like the topic.
Alexander,
All right.
what is the favorite? What is your most favorite thing about this show?
Gemini is drunk just like me. I just want to hear us talk shit.
No, I want to listen to Alex. I'm gonna be responsible. You know what, Sarah? Thank you for putting us back on topic. I like to sit here and be enlightened. So, Alexander, please enlighten us on why people need to be rescued, even though they don't speak English in a medical emergency. Thank you. I'm listening. And he's gone.
No, I'm not. I'm not gone.
There you
I'm
go.
trying to think of how to answer that loaded question.
Oh, dear.
Question.
It's not.
Clay, how you
I'm
been,
not
man?
saying what we should do. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation. Right? There's different ways we could go about it. We could. Right now, we're kind of treading on the we don't do anything route, which is going to lead to bad situations. Maybe a return to you can't get healthcare if you have a pre-existing condition, stuff like that. Or we're gonna basically price people out and not be able to afford healthcare anyways, which is gonna just collapse hospitals. There's not a great answer
Fucking cock.
without the government taking over at least the lead in enforcing certain restrictions on profits from certain plans. So maybe a basic plan where the company has to operate as a nonprofit, and then higher tiers for people who want better health insurance and higher coverage rates, something like that.
Alexander, let me say this real quick. You know, I like progress in America. The good thing is it's not perfect, but we're not going to get worse than what we were 50 years ago, where women were in the back alley with a coat hanger going up their hoo-ha trying to get rid of a kid. Like, you know, that's some real stuff. So like you have a lot of progress and stuff. So it's not perfect, but those were the extremes when you're talking about what does it look like when you don't have health care.
We're heading that way.
In those extremes, women who did not want to have kids, they were going to some random person who said, yeah, I know what to do. And they had all kind of things going up there just to not have this child. So the thing is, it might not be fair, but at least we have a baseline. And so that's one thing I will acknowledge with the America. Like we have a baseline, and look, everybody doesn't qualify for it, but it's still there. Back then it was free reign, and so people were doing all kind of things to not have kids. People were doing all kind of strange things. So I just look forward to see what it becomes. And I get it. It's a lockout. It's a standstill. But behind the scenes, people are still having great conversations in terms of what we need to do going forward, because I don't care about factions left and right. I know one thing about America, even with the left and right, people know how to talk. And if you know how to talk, you can come to a resolution at some point.
Whoa, he's got a gun.
What is going on?
Huh? What?
What does a gun in low
a pew pew?
You can have my baby
There
oil
we
when
go,
you
Trip.
fry my gun
Trip.
from my cold dead fingers.
Oh my
That's what I
goodness.
say.
What does gun and
Trippy.
baby oil mean when you put them
I'm
together?
not
He's
sure.
ready
I
for
don't
the
know.
dinner
I don't
party.
know.
It's the sunglasses.
Just
Oh,
how my gun is
maybe a
oil.
reference to the coat hangers.
It puts the oil on its skin or it gets the pew. There you
Pew
go.
pew again.
Pew,
You-
pew, pew,
you know,
pew, pew, pew.
To one of the things you said
Ding.
about Gemini, you mentioned, there's this baseline, and one of the things you talked about was like, basically pointing out that, before women had like occasionally had to do like back alley abortions and stuff. But I mean, we are living in reality, a post-Roe world. Where not because of the left, but because of the right wing in this country, we have overturned Roe v. Wade, and there are going to be desperate women who are going to be going to, back alleys or wherever.
Yeah,
whatever
you don't
they
have to go
do.
to back alley. It's left
Well-
up to
well,
the
sure,
states.
sure, they
Let's
might
not
not- yeah.
fabricate this. Come on now.
Well,
They're saying this
sure,
from a federal
it
standpoint,
might not be a
we're
back
not
alley,
gonna
but it
take
is going to
over.
be. Let's be clear, it's going to be less safe. It's going to be a more dangerous situation they're going to be in because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And there are a lot of rights that can be removed and can be restricted. And we are facing a really scary time for this country. And I just want people to be conscious of that. This is
Hold
not
on now,
normal.
you're
It's
exaggerating.
No,
You're
no, hold on.
exaggerating, Ryan. Because let me
I wish
tell
I
you one
was.
thing. What they're saying is, from a federal standpoint, we don't want any
Thanks,
say in
Lee.
this. But you know how
I'll
many
let her
states still allow it? So, okay, let's say if Florida doesn't allow it, Georgia, they're saying you can still go to these states. And what the argument has been, well, I can't afford to get there because I can't get a plane ticket. I can't drive. Nobody is saying that it's illegal. What they're saying is, we're now leaving it to the states. And I think that's one of the biggest things that's been misconstrued when it comes to overturning that. It's never been banned. Like,
Well,
I
it
don't
is
like the
in
word.
those states, right? Like,
No,
you're
it
right.
is
Yeah, you
not
can.
banned.
You cannot.
What
You
they're
cannot
saying
legally get an
is
abortion in
not
Texas right
banned.
now.
It is
That's
not
true.
banned. It is not banned. What they're saying is we're leaving it up to the states.
Wait, but
That's
and
how
then the
they're
state.
saying.
But Gemini, you got to be intellectually honest about this.
If it
They
was
are leaving
banned,
it
you
to the
couldn't
states.
get it done in any
They are
state
leaving it
in
up. Let's be
America.
clear. Let's be clear. They are leaving it up to the
Come on
states,
now.
and then states are banning it. That is literally what's happening.
Is it the
their right,
Supreme
though.
Court's? Is it the Supreme Court's duty to legislate, Ryan?
I mean, debatably, right?
No.
No, that's constitutional.
Well, I mean, interpretation is part of legislation. So,
Very
there's-
basic constitution.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but in reality, is more complicated than that.
I can't stand this guy right here. I don't even know why he requested a one-on-one. I'd rather a one-on-one with a guy with at least a decent hairstyle, that being Ryan. Do I go that way? Yes, I do go both ways. That means I
Hell
make
yeah,
bad
King.
decisions and I make reckless decisions both ways. He drinking this here.
Are you done?
What's
Because
up?
my hairstyle can at least do it 2 or 3 different ways than your can.
I cut my hair off. This is new Gemini.
Sepsis
I'm
rates
no
went up
longer
by
bad
like
Gemini.
33% in
That's
Texas.
nappy. So what
There's
what I
nothing
wanna-
nappy about not having any hair. You're reckless. I should. You know what? Let me get me
The
some
maternal
people
mortality rate
from
rose
the
in Texas and went down
NAACP
everywhere
to
else.
check you in your reckless comment. Continue.
Hey Gemini, my name's Kazak. How you doing?
First off, I don't care what your name is. I understand one thing. I look better in my shades and in my hat than you, and I'm culturally appropriating you. I have on a Bugle Boy shirt right here, a trucker hat, and a legitimate, what's the Costa
Yeah, I don't
glasses.
think he
and
meant
you
he was
don't
a-
look
I
as
think he
smooth
was,
as me.
he's
And you
in-
on a
I think
what's
that was actually by
I
a
can't even
razor.
Speak to your sofa, but continue.
Nah,
Go ahead.
I'm back. I
was
own
being
everything
glib.
that I have, so it's okay.
I own everything
Basically-
I have too, and I don't have implants like you. Continue.
Implants.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
we need you. First off, look, why are we doing this? Look, you know what? I was going to talk about your personality, but that's too easy. Mister, you requested this one-on-one. First off, it should have been a one-on-none because there's no reason I
Damn.
should be talking to you right now. But continue.
Because I can bust you over so money and so
I
much.
want to go get some Taco
that you
Bell,
can
guys.
never
That
think
sounds
of.
like
Let me
Diddy
tell you
talk.
something.
Busting me over. You won't be busting the darn thing over. First off, pause,
Yeah,
then pause,
I
then
will.
another pause. The only thing you need to bust down is
I got
a
4
better
paws
attitude.
running
Continue,
around my
sir.
room
I'm
right now.
listening.
no, it's okay.
Take
I
a
can
shot.
bust you over. I can bust you over.
Talking
because
reckless. First off, any man that knows a man that knows a man would know that that's reckless talk. Ain't no busting nobody over. But continue, Mr. Zach, whatever all the Z's
Zach,
and the A's and the
Zach.
K's in your name. Continue.
Thank you,
Ooh,
Gemini.
he noticed the
bitch
K
ass
count.
name, faggot. So it's
Whoa.
okay.
Dang. You know what? Sarah doesn't approve of that
Bro.
conversation. Look, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that.
Kazak, dude.
This man called me all
I
manner of
couldn't-
names.
I was trying to get my mouse. Kazak.
Thank you, Sarah.
Kazak, like my hands. I'm
One
all
drink
oiled
too
up.
many, Kazak.
Kazak,
Thank you, Sarah.
you
You
know
don't appreciate that.
better. You're gonna fuck
YouTube,
my
we
shit
disavow
up,
the
dude.
language.
I do not
Please,
need any
Jesus,
more
dude.
problems right now.
That's right.
We all know I've already got problems up to my eyeballs.
How'd you get so triggered?
He
Kazak,
lost his mind.
Kazak, it's time to say goodnight. And we'll do this another round another time. But that's your second strike there, buddy.
Sorry, Evo.
Don't keep doing that. I
And
love
everyone
you,
else.
buddy, but we can't do that. I really couldn't get my mouse fast enough. I was like,
I love
no.
man.
Kazak.
Anything
man.
down.
Quick on that.
Kazak, I love you, bro, man.
And what is Daniel doing with his hand?
That part.
Dang,
Me?
where are you
I'm
two?
just sitting here.
Clay,
That
I
was
didn't even
one
say
hand.
anything
Subtle
detrimental. This
movements.
is regular
I have
banter.
it in
This
my
is why.
lap.
This is exactly why when I open the panel, we go over to the gauntlet because I can dump this one and not. Be
Yeah. No, you're
Mhm.
good, Gemini. No,
Kazak, I
Kazak's
love
a
you,
little
buddy.
toasty.
I
Yeah, he's
love
just
you,
a little
buddy.
toasty.
He just gets
I
a
didn't
little worked
expect all
up.
of that.
We got to work on this. Like I don't know what your drinking point is to make you say the slurs. So that is self control that only you can.
He's like,
manage.
And he's
4 and a
not
quarter.
drinking more than me, Sarah. So that's what's concerning. Like I'm out here, I'm not gonna be reckless and have your channel banned. So
I don't
shout
know if
out
it actually
to
is.
Kazak,
I hear people say it a lot
to the next round.
in
Good
different
luck.
The
spaces.
next round. It's all right,
Wait,
Kazak.
don't
We're working
approve.
on it. We're working on it, buddy. It's all right. I'm not
But
mad,
I'm glad that
mad,
people
but
treat
we
it
got to
like one,
work on
'cause
that.
I don't like it. I don't
We
like
gotta
it.
Like, I don't
fix it.
approve of like censorship, but I don't like using that word. And I used it on Ryan once. I'm sorry, Ryan. You didn't
It's
deserve
okay.
that shit.
Thank
And
you.
like
I
that
mean,
word, the
yeah,
N-word,
no one
like
does.
there's
That's
certain
a
words
really shitty word to use on people.
I'm just cool with never hearing. You know what I mean? Like there's certain words I'm just cool with never hearing.
Yeah.
Same.
I'll use them in DMs though, so make sure you guys screenshot if you ever do one.
Okay.
No
What,
fake
just to
blood,
dox
dude.
Don't
you?
DM me that shit, alright?
No, no doxing, but you know, you catch me using.
I was asking you if you were asking me.
Oh no, I wouldn't ask anybody to dox me. That already happened without my consent,
Okay.
of course. I mean, that's usually
Oh,
doxing.
didn't that happen recently?
No, that happened a long, like 5-6 years ago. This dude put
Okay.
my first, middle, last, and my like area or zip code, whatever it is, and he put in my address all in somebody's chat.
Kazak.
And I was like, "Yo, can I
Somebody
get a wrench?
else's.
Like
Okay.
get out of there?"
Yeah, yeah, like- Oh, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
It's
That's
like,
kind of
who
messed
cares?
up. It's
I was
messed
like, "Come
up.
on over. I'll get you a glass of water from the bathroom."
Yeah, for real, motherfucker.
So
Yeah.
the reason,
Just don't call him an F.
so just to kind
There you
of give,
I said don't call him an F.
Just saying 4 minutes on that goal. I might just shut down and go to Taco Bell, but it'd be better if I, got the funds to do it. That'd be awesome.
if the Supreme Court is going to make a ruling that something is unconstitutional, yet it's legislated, right? And the Supreme Court comes in and says, well, no, we still believe that it's unconstitutional, but then the legislator comes back and says, no, we legislated it. Who really is the arbiter? Is it the people who have legislated, or is it this oligarchy style Supreme Court? And if they can't interpret it to mean exactly what the legislation says, and I'll agree with Scalias on this, the law is the law. It needs no interpretation. So when you read the U.S. Code regarding that particular law, that legislation, and then you turn around and say, well, the Supreme Court got it wrong, and it literally is the law. Is it the people who legislate, or is it the Supreme Court?
I don't know that it's exactly one or the other. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, there is maybe disproportionate power in the Supreme Court, like making decisions that like interpret the law. But it sounds cute and quippy to say, oh, the law needs no interpretation. But I mean, it's just like a slogan. Like, realistically, it does have to be interpreted. That is just how like reading the laws works
Do you-
and enacting the laws. We have, because laws like are enacted in the real world, and the real world is more complicated than just like whatever we write on paper. And we have to apply
That's
it
fair.
in
That's
nuanced ways.
fair.
Kazak, the panel's not full, baby boy. But listen, here, I'm gonna give you that credit for the next time you're jumping on panel and it's full, because you can't come back on tonight. That was a boo-boo. Okay, we can't say those words on screen. I love you, but you can't. But I will credit that to you, 110%, to jump on panel next time. All right, and you can do it then. But I can't put you back on. We're at that point. I love you. Thank you, though. I listen. I have forgiveness in my heart for you. I do.
That is great. That is great.
But we can't keep going tonight.
So Ryan, do you know what the Terry stop is? The stop and frisk.
I'm aware. I don't know the specific details,
Okay.
but I've heard.
Pat
of it, yeah.
down, right? Do you believe it is a lawful thing for a police officer to basically be able to grab somebody on the street without a warrant just because they're suspicious of them?
I mean, I don't think it should be, but that doesn't mean
Okay.
that doesn't answer whether or not it is, right? I don't know.
Right. So essentially that comes from a 1968 Supreme Court case called Terry versus Ohio. Now, the police had been doing this sort of thing for a very long time. It just happened to come up into the Supreme Court's decision to make whether it's constitutional or not. Now, me personally, I recognize that this is a Fourth Amendment violation because the police need a warrant to seize someone on the street, in their home, anywhere. Why are the police touching people at all? This is a bad decision by the Supreme Court because the Fourth Amendment, the law is the law, is the law, is the law. Now, me personally, I don't want to be touched by anybody that I don't want to be touched by. Why? Because he has a badge and a firearm. All of a sudden, now he has authority over me without a warrant.
What if it was Sarah? What if she pulled you over? And she
I would
wanted to touch
absolutely
you?
submit.
Oh, okay.
I refuse to admit
Only
that.
because I'm a boss, babe, and I can slam you up against the car with my big, strong woman arms.
There we go. Whoa,
Oh goodness, that does nothing for me, Sarah. Look, I'm glad that you got these guys drooling and feeling like this is the best thing they heard all night. That's terrible, but I'm gonna stay on topic. I'm gonna pull one of your numbers. So when you talk about that, Clay, let me tell you, when I was young, this is back in the old day, because I'm an old head, right? So this had to been back in the mid 90s, right? And so I'm riding, they changed the law in Florida, and so basically if you're riding on a bicycle, you had to have the reflectors, the proper lighting or whatever. If it's not, it pretty much you riding a bicycle illegally. I'm like, what? Like, y'all got me thinking about too much. I'm a kid riding a bicycle, so I'm riding a bicycle down on the neighborhood. What happens? They have me get off. But because this is the problem, before I could realize
Libby.
cops
Thanks
were
again for
there,
the
because
support.
you're not thinking about this. You're
I won't
riding
tell
a
your wife.
bicycle. Why would cops be on the side of the road? They have me get off my bicycle, right? And when I look, it's about 9 other young black males all on the wall, right? And so what they said, they gave us the whole legislature of such and such law. If you're riding a bicycle, you know, all the stuff. Helmet. How many kids you see even to this day riding a bicycle with a helmet, the lights and anyway, it was such trash. So they got me on that, and I didn't have a warrant, so I was good. But what was happening was they were running everybody's name, so I had to give them my ID. It's like, okay, they held me up for whatever 15 minutes. And they said I was free to go, but there were about 3 or 4 of those guys out of all of us, right? Because I probably made the 10th, that these guys got arrested because what they were saying was you had a warrant. And so that was a loophole that they found, which I'm just riding a freaking bicycle, not thinking anything about it as a kid, teenager, but they did that, found a loophole in the law. And if you did not have everything in order, you were going to jail. So all those kids went to jail because what they're saying is you had a warrant because we had you on the previous blah, blah, blah. And so I was pissed as hell, even though everything was okay, because I understand when it comes to the law, there are so many loopholes. And that situation there, my Haitian mom, she wouldn't even know what was going on. I couldn't even tell my mom. It was one of those, you chop it up with your homies, like, look, they almost had me cased up. I was riding on a bicycle. They said I didn't have the proper lighting. They tried to get me cased up. I gave them my ID. I was free to go. But all I could do was keep reflecting and thinking about those guys that were just doing their everyday thing, riding the bicycle neighborhood. And all 3 or 4 of those guys were going to jail. And so I understand what you're saying. Like, it's stupid. But
always
when they want to find these loopholes, when you're talking
appreciate
about Supreme Court versus citizens, do you think the citizens really cared about a kid riding a bicycle? They see white, black, Hispanic, Asian ride by no helmet. But guess what? The law cared about that, and I almost got jammed up. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because you made me reflect to the time and past, and now I'm pissed off thinking about it. And I'm glad that I got on this Bugle Boy shirt and I got on this trucker hat, and I should be drinking a PBR because I'm now part of white society. You're welcome.
Hell yeah. Hey,
We welcome you in.
Drive fast, turn left. But yeah, no, I mean that's essentially, what
we love, Patrick.
The human rights, what we're discussing right now, essentially, it's covered in the 9th Amendment, right? That's where you would find the quote unquote human rights argument, as far as constitutionality of it. But ultimately, rights being law, because that's essentially the Constitution. If the Constitution has any validity, then it is the supreme law of the land, which means that even the Supreme Court cannot go against that law. The legislature, when they write the laws, that too cannot go against the supreme law of the land. That is the rights of the people. If it conflicts with the rights of the people, and that would include the 9th Amendment, there are rights that you don't know that you have. Like you have the right to wear shoes and socks and walk down the street. That is a right of yours. No law can be written against that. If it was, it would be stupid, right? And we recognize that as the people, right? And so we would absolutely challenge that in the Supreme Court. That would be the interpretation that they could give. Maybe that would be the bounds of it. I would personally assume, and hopefully, those oligarchy men in the Supreme Court would see it the same way and not take something like, I don't know, a police officer grabbing you up just because you're quote unquote suspicious. That just, it's too arbitrary. And so there are some things that the Supreme Court gets wrong. And this is why overturnings happen. And when we're taking it down to Roe versus Wade, personally, I believe that that's something that no man has the right to decide.
Not Uber Eats.
Not even the legislature.
Can't afford that shit.
Not even the legislature.
Time out. I gotta give you pushback. Time out, Clay. I think what people don't understand when we talk about Roe v. Wade is, before we so-called took it away, how could you do that? I'm offended. This is terrible. It had to then been put in law. I think that's the thing about it. So there was then a situation where it was not law. It was put into law, and then taken away. So so you can't say that. That's a stupid argument for me, because something that was not law, it became law because it was voted and then taken away from law. So you can't be, you strip my rights. First off, you
wait. Of course, if a law gets put into place that protects a right, and then that law gets removed, that right is gone. Obviously, like, what do you mean?
But you have to understand that it never had to be voted into law. Right.
Exactly. I'm not arguing about whether it was.
No. You can say whatever you want to say, Ryan. But the point is, it did not have to be voted in the law. So
sure, but let's focus on the outcomes. Right. What's happening in reality is that across the nation, the maternal mortality rate is going down. In Texas, it's skyrocketing. The sepsis rate is up by 33%.
I'm glad you brought up Texas. That's where it started.
I'm telling you that the states that have these strict abortion laws, that is where the maternal mortality rate is rising, and it's rising while nationally.
And it was a white woman that pushed this, and if ironically, it's a lot of black women that we talk about the highest abortion rates is within the black community. So it was crazy that the founder of all this movement was a white woman, and she didn't initially want to do it. They took it, they backed her, and then that's what it became into law, where it's like, okay, let's move this agenda where it's okay. Because it's different if you're talking about.
Hang on, we talk about an
Well,
agenda
no,
or
hold on,
whatever.
time
like,
out. It's different if you're talking about if there are birth defects, if there's you know, you've been accosted and this is a child you don't want because some person assaulted you. I get all of that.
Well,
But
we're getting into like
talking
we
about
don't have to talk
everything.
about the specifics about like why people get abortions necessarily, right? Like
No, the reason, no, it's all important because that's why it became into law. Because the thing is, you can't talk about, we don't need to talk about the specifics. Things become into law because of the specifics, and because
No,
of
I
these
understand.
specifics, that's what people said. That go ahead, Ryan. I just want to listen. I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
No, I understand all of that. Well, I mean, you bring up black women being the most likely, like, disproportionately getting abortions, but that's because black women are disproportionately poor, and poor people are more likely to get abortions, right? Like,
Well, there's
can we
also the
start
fact
there?
that when you go into the DHS and you try to get a government assistance, they're like, you know what'll help you get more government assistance if you had children.
What do you mean, no, Nova? Like that is,
and if
that's
you were
true.
single,
Black women are more likely to be poor, and poor people are more likely to
they're
get abortions.
obviously having a lot of sex. Why aren't they using protection? Why aren't they using birth
because
control?
they get
Why-
government assistance when they have kids, and they get a lot of government assistance when they
Yeah,
have
but we're
kids.
talking
I mean,
about-
there are a wide variety of
yeah,
reasons. I
we're
mean,
talking about the
contraception,
abortion,
good
right?
contraception involves healthcare, right? Like, I mean, like, which is expensive.
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know,
but
guys.
but abortion is not contraception. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not.
Don't use
I'm not even
abortion
arguing
for
whether or
that,
not it is. That's. But I mean, I think it can be in some cases for better or for worse. But like, I mean, I'm not. That's not the argument I was having, right? Or that we were having.
But that's not when you're talking about for better, for worse. That's the problem. People use it as that rather than having self-discipline. Why would, like, when women brag, I've had my fourth. Like, what? First off, one is
when
already
women do that,
detrimental.
like,
When
you guys
get
gotta
to
understand
2
when
and 3 and
people
4,
brag. I'm sorry. I was talking.
But that's what I'm saying. When you get to 3 and 4, like, you know, from a cultural standpoint, when I hear it and they stand on that mantle, I'm alarmed as a guy, right? Because look, I'm a father, I have my kids. But when you're talking about somebody's like, yeah, oh, I just went to the clinic and did this and that, I'm like, and it's the callous energy, and you're talking about you've done it 3 and 4 times. Like, that's very concerning, because what you're saying is, I'm not going to correct my behavior, and my end all be all is going to clinic rather than practicing safe sex or practicing abstinence or whatever it may be, protection.
Responsibility
They
with
forget
your
all
body.
respond.
Yeah.
They put it all on the government, and so
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying, why would I be mad at the government when people are saying from a baseline standpoint, I don't give a damn what I do. I'm gonna have all the sex I want to have, and if a baby comes about it, I may keep it. If I don't, I'm finna go use these routes. Like, no, that's on you. We can't put this on Uncle Sam. You are reckless. Your behavior is inconsistent of somebody who's supposed to be responsible. So it's not me being against women's rights. It's me being active in pro-woman's responsibility. That's
Well, you can
all
say
I'm
that, but
talking
hang on.
about.
But to be clear, you can say that you're pro woman's responsibility or
And
whatever.
from
But
the
like,
man.
just
And from the
own,
man's
like,
responsibility.
when you say you're not taking away someone's rights, like, you're just wrong, right? Like, you can say I'm justified in taking away this right. It's a good thing to
Can I-
take away this right, but you are
Ryan,
taking away the
can
right.
you
Like,
take away something
just
that you
acknowledge
gave
that.
somebody?
So
Let's
so
be
the
honest.
law-
I mean,
the
all
laws
rights,
that are-
right? All
the
rights
laws-
come from laws. Like, this is.
Yeah,
But
the
but
laws
this
are
isn't-
written to protect the people, right? So if the laws are written to protect the people, protecting bad behavior is not protecting the people.
It can
That's
be.
that's a bad law. If
I mean,
it's
you can call it, you
protecting
can
bad
have whatever opinion of the
behavior-
law. I think there's lots of bad laws, but we're not talking about whether it's a bad law or not. Like, that's
No,
not
bad laws are those ones that protect bad behavior.
I don't care what
That's
you
one-
think is a
that's
bad
one's
law. I don't
bad-
care. We don't even
that's
agree on what
one's-
bad behavior
it-
is in lots of cases, I'm sure. So,
Ryan,
Right.
would you agree that laws that protect bad behavior are bad laws?
not necessarily. No, I mean, voting for Republicans is bad behavior, but I think it should be legal.
Tell me one bad behavior that we should protect.
Laughable.
Voting for Republicans.
You think that is an immoral
That's
behavior?
not a bad behavior. Voting is, bro. You're trying to
really
run off onto
I
something.
mean,
bro.
you know,
First
a
off,
little
Ryan, let me
tongue-in-cheek,
tell
but
you why you
yeah,
jaw
I mean,
jacking.
I would argue.
Because voting is
Tell
the
me
law.
a bad
It's not who you vote.
behavior.
Hold on, Clay. Let me say this
course it
about him.
is.
He's talking about bad law. Voting for Republicans. No, you have the right to vote. Now, who you vote
No
for
shit,
is
yeah.
that after that. So,
But we can
when
take
you're
away your
talking about
right to vote, right? We could take it away,
I
so
don't
it doesn't
care what
exist,
you're
right?
saying. Ryan, you're saying it's bad law. See, you faction, you took out and specified one group and made it bad.
Yeah, people.
The law is voting. You said voting for Republicans is bad law. Like, no,
I didn't say
you
that.
have
No,
the
no,
right
no,
to
no, no,
vote.
no, no. Let me be clear, Gemini. So Clay asked me for something that will be a bad behavior.
Bad
that
behavior.
I want
right.
to be legal.
A clear
right?
bad
And
behavior. Stop
That's
being
not bad
hyperbolic.
behavior.
I think it is. I think voting for
behavior
Republicans
is
is bad. I think it's harmful.
Not who you vote
You're being hyperbolic.
I'm really
You're
not actually,
answering
especially not now.
actual behavior that you do in your real life that you know is bad, or you've seen somebody do that you know is a bad behavior. Tell me one that is.
Yeah, I mean,
good
screaming at people in public is
support.
bad behavior. It should be legal.
First
Yeah.
off, Ryan, but we have to let me make it very specific. A decision and behavior are two different things. That's
you
what
make
people have to
you make a
understand.
decision and then you do the behavior based on that decision. Of course.
Thank you. So you can vote for a Republican and do all the right things in life. So I can't say that's bad behavior.
Except for that vote.
If you think that's a bad decision, fine, I can live with that. But we can't say a bad decision now says this person is making bad behavior. That's two different things.
Of course we can.
I don't care.
That's
People
ridiculous.
make bad decisions.
You're splitting
a lot
hairs.
of times,
You're just splitting hairs.
No, that's not splitting hairs. I'm
Is
being very
promiscuity
specific.
bad behavior?
You made a decision that Ryan considers as a bad. You said bad behavior. I'm
Yes.
okay with a bad decision. But behavior goes to something that says you are exemplifying this on a regular basis. That's your natural pattern. If you voted for a Republican candidate and that person was the best candidate and they sucked, cool, that was a decision. The behaviors are if you voted for that Republican and if you're out here hating and pulling up on in the yards of every Democrat, yanking out their signs, F you, cussing them out, that's behavior. So a decision and behavior are two different things, Ryan. So that's why
nobody disagree with that though.
Hold on.
And so to be clear, we can give also I think Alex is trying. I'll let you go right after this, right? We can separate this from the because obviously the Republican thing was triggering, and I am being a little glib there. I think there are some cases where it's probably justified to vote for a Republican. I'm not that absolutist about it. But I understand there is a distinction between making a decision and the action based on that decision. And so which is why another example that I gave was yelling at someone in public for scaring someone or whatever, some goofy shit. This is
so
please let me land the plane. And then we should let Alex go because I know he's been trying to get in. You can make the decision that you're going to do that, and that's separate from actually doing it. So we can speak to that. But yeah.
Okay, Tits McGee's power went out.
Oh, is that why
She wants us? Yeah, she wants you guys to know her power went out. She'll try to be back when she can.
I didn't get to
Well,
watch
we
her
got
leave.
we got less than 15 minutes. I'm literally just waiting because I promised to send a raid, and they start at 2 a.m. and I got 18 more minutes. 18 more. They better not be late. Actually, let me message them. They better not be fucking late.
Oh man, Taco Bell closes at 2 a.m. I'm not gonna make it.
So, just a real quick
I know
question.
what happens at 2 a.m.
Do you guys consider
Ooh.
promiscuity to be bad behavior?
Say it again.
Promiscuity, is that a bad behavior?
Promiscuity?
Indiscriminate
Define promiscuity. Yeah, define promiscuity.
Having sex with random people.
Having sex with random people. So, some people would believe
that
that
behavior you
would
approve
fall.
of?
No, that would fall into
They all are
a
evil.
category of religion. So, look, there are pieces
Hold on.
of
You don't have to be religious to believe that promiscuity is bad.
yeah, but some people believe that promiscuity is just fine. And so those two, if there's two individuals who believe that and they have sex, then you're not going to be able to charge them with any crime because it's their beliefs.
Okay, so you're talking about universally believed bad behavior should be illegal. Then.
Yeah, there's the common law, right, which is actually what our system is actually based off of, and this is why we have people who legislate and we vote them in, and so they're supposed to be the most educated among us. Doesn't always happen that way, but no, you're I understand what you're saying. For me personally, my actual belief is yes, but then the two people who don't believe that, the Constitution actually protects that.
Well, the way you were phrasing, you made it seem like anything you believe to be bad behavior shouldn't be legal. So I was just wondering.
Right. No.
So then.
Yeah. So I actually separate myself from what is lawful in this country versus what I actually believe. And the reason I support that is because I know that there are things that I believe if I did and I acted on all of my beliefs, yeah. But
Effigy,
what's up,
hi.
Effigy? But as far as that goes, I do know what's best for me, and I believe that rule of law works. So I want to live in a peaceful society. So I allow the people who are liberal to be liberal according to at least the social agreement, which is actually what Beans brought up originally, was the social doctrine of the Constitution.
My backup is here. I'm gonna bounce, but Sarah, love you. The rest of you guys, good to see you. Effigy, you're in charge. Everyone,
Thank
be
you,
safe.
Ryan.
Effigy,
Take care.
Alexander,
I
it was good to talk to
appreciate
you.
He brought his
you.
sunglasses too.
Ryan, thanks for joining tonight. Have a
Of
wonderful
course.
evening.
Yeah, you as well.
Enjoy your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 10th date.
Oh yeah.
And to kind of go a little bit deeper into that with Dusty, Dusty brought up how that certain things are a protection.
It would be. No, I don't need to go into that. Yeah, let's see. It's 15 minutes for Taco Bell closes. I think I can make it in time. He can make a ton of tacos for the price of fast food. I make burritos sometimes. I make homemade burritos. Look, I love you guys, but I love Taco Bell more, obviously, and I'm hungry, and they're gonna close. So hey, give memberships and super chats and leave a comment if you don't have any money to share or to spare. Then just like the stream, please. Please like the stream. It really means a lot. Cider put me on to using Greek yogurt with sour cream, so I owe my life. It's so good, especially if you mix I mix taco seasoning and ranch seasoning in there, and it makes this bomb ass spicy ranch. Also with a little bit of milk to make it like kind of runnier. But yeah, W Greek yogurt. There was a Throwdown Thursday. But okay, I really gotta go. I love you guys. Oh wait, should I try to raid you somewhere? I could send you guys right back over to Sarah. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make Taco Bell if I keep this up. I could raid Rob. Imagine I raid Rob Noor. That'd be pretty funny. Maybe one day we'll do that. Okay, you're going back to the gauntlet. Tell Sarah learning is radical. I can't go to Rudes in 15 minutes. I gotta go now. So all right, love you guys. Bye bye. Where's the wing? Get in your bed.